the Muslim side are saying that this entire Gyanvapi Ma Shringar Gauri case comes under 1991 Worship Act, but the Hindu side are saying that no, it does not. And looking at that, now the court is going to decide if the case actually comes under the 1991 Worship Act or not. And after that, the arguments would begin. The lawyers, the petitioners, they have already reached inside the court. Let me once again pan our camera and try to show you pictures. A 360-degree view. I would ask Manish to pan camera on right and left, and then we'll show you the situation here at Varanasi court. You can see the heavy media contingent also present right outside the court, because this case is now being reported across the country, and people are very much interested to know as to what is going to happen. Also, on the other side, we can see deployment on the gate number 1. Also, a massive deployment of police personnel is there. So the lawyers and petitioners, they have reached there. They are inside the court. Any minute from now, we will see the hearing to take place, and then court is going to decide what is actually going to happen today, because court is not only going to decide if it is going to hear the case or not, but at the same time it is going to prioritize the petitions. Remember, there are multiple petitions inside the court where the petitioners, not only from Muslim side but also from Hindu sides, they have demanded multiple things. The biggest demand is that Hindus should be allowed to offer prayers inside the Gyanvapi complex. The another prayer is that they should be exclusively declared as the owner of the entire complex. One more, the most important petition which is there before the court is that the wall between Nandi and the complex where Shivling has been found, that wall should now be brought down. So there are multiple petitions. We'll have to wait and watch how the court is going to prioritize. But before
just hold on a second. I want to go back to Ananya. Because he has been tracking the story from the court as well. Ananya, now we also know that the district judge has ordered the copies of the Gyanvapi survey to be given to both Hindu and Muslim sides. And Ananya, the hearing has also begun in court.
Well, yes, as our colleague Mr. Amit Chaudhary points out to us, that the hearing has already begun at the Varanasi court on the Order 7 Rule 11 application. Remember, on the last date of hearing, the court had directed the copies to be served of the survey reports and the videographic evidence that has been taken during the survey to both the sides. In fact, it had also invited objections from both the sides with regards to the Advocate Commissioner's report, and a 7 days deadline was given to both the parties to file their objections with regards to the Advocate Commissioner's survey. So we'll have to wait and watch if the same has been filed. That would be clear when the hearing continues, and our colleagues from inside the court premises and from Varanasi tell us about the future course of the hearing, that what is happening, who is arguing first and who's arguing the next. So we'll have to wait and watch for that. But what would be very, very crucial is the Order 7 Rule 11 application, because it is the most important and the most crucial aspect into this whole suit with regards to the Places of Worship Act, and also seeking a right to pray inside the Ma Shringar Gauri temple. So if the Order 7 Rule 11 application is disallowed, which clearly, if the Order 7 Rule 11 application by the Muslim side is dismissed, then it would clearly mean that the suit is maintainable, the reliefs can be granted under the law. And if the same is allowed, then this would clearly mean that the suit is not maintainable, and the whole exercise of the Advocate Commissioner survey would go futile. But the videographic evidence would be placed before both the sides. They would be filing their objections to it, and it would be very, very crucial to notice to what objections would be raised by both the ends of the side, because the Muslim side has been claiming that it was a fountain, while the Hindu side claims it's a Shivling. So we'll have to wait and watch as to what comes out in the objections. But what is very, very clear is that the Order 7 Rule 11 application would be heard first. A decision on it would decide the future course of action into this whole case. Studios.
Right. I would also like to go to Piyush right now. We're getting many developments coming in. And apart from this, Piyush, as the hearing is continuing there, a couple of pleas have also been filed. Now, one of the pleas has been transferred to the fast-track court, Piyush.
Yes. Yes, that's a different case. That's a different case. Remember that yesterday the court had heard the petition which was filed by Vishwadik Sanatan Sangh, where they had demanded that our Lord Adi Vishweshwara should be declared as the exclusive owner of Gyanvapi complex, and Hindus should be allowed to enter inside the complex and offer prayers. At the same time, there was one more demand in that plea where the petitioner had demanded that Muslims should be barred from entering the complex, and the entire structure of mosque should be brought down. Yesterday, after hearing
all right,
the arguments, the court
Piyush, hold on. I want to go back to Ananya right now. Yeah, Piyush, hold on. I want to go back to Ananya right now. We're getting some more details coming in. 30 people are inside the courtroom. A big claim has been made by the Hindu side. They are saying that the Shivling was damaged. The Shivling was damaged. They have made a hole in the Shivling. I cannot say when this happened. Vishnu Shankar Jain is making these statements and allegations. Ananya, tell us more on that.
Well, yes, Vishnu is making allegations. Vishnu, remember, is appearing for the Hindu side and the Hindu petitioners. He is one of the main counsels into this court. And remember that Vishnu Shankar Jain is a very, very seasoned advocate in such cases. So he is arguing that the Shivling has been tampered with. There has been a hole made into that whole Shivling. And various arguments coming in, almost 30 people, including Vishnu Shankar Jain, inside the court, where these 30 people would include the petitioners, the advocates, the respondent, the advocates, and in fact, the court commissioners might also be there. But remember that the court commissioners being there or not being there does not make a very big difference, because their whole exercise completes as soon as the survey goes. And after the survey was completed, then there were no, in fact, use of the advocate commissioners, so they have not been called. And if any kind of explanations would be needed, then the advocate commissioners would actually be called up by the court. But for now, the advocates for the Hindu side, for the Muslim side, and the Muslim side and the Hindu side people inside the court, 30 people in fact inside the court, Hindu side making claims that the Shivling was damaged. So important observations coming in. In fact, the Muslim side would also be raising their objections and their arguments later on. But for now, a big claim that the Shivling has been damaged, been made from the Hindu end studios.
Right. Now, also, we also know that, okay, I'm going to go back to Niranjan right now. Niranjan, now we just heard the Hindu side on the Shivling. Very soon, like Ananya said, the Muslim side would also be telling their part and their arguments. Niranjan.
Well, it's a big development. In fact, these are claims that were made by the Hindu petitioners a few days back as well. So it's a claim that they've been making. And on Republic TV, in fact, during the debate on one of these days, even we had pointed out, and if you look at that, if I can ask my producers to play that video of the Shivling, in the video of the Shivling, as claimed by the Hindu side, if I can just play that, the moment I have that, I will show you how on top of the Shivling there are two. You can see the contrast between the colors. If I can ask my producers to play the Shivling pictures, yeah, I'm just going to show you. There is a contrast in the colors, and basically on top of it you can see that it's not even. There is an uneven structure. The black, what is a black marble, and above the black marble what seems like some sort of a patchwork or some sort of a work that has been conducted. Now these are very serious allegations being made. Now we'll take a close-up of that and we'll show you. Basically, yeah, there it is. And on top of the Shivling, they claim that there is some sort of a flats. Now here the Hindu side claims. Yeah, look at that. You can clearly see there's something white on top. Now they claim, and the Hindu side is claiming that the Shivling was damaged in the Gyanvapi mosque, and these are claims being made in court that the Shivling was damaged in Gyanvapi. There was a hole in the Shivling, is what they are claiming. Yeah, that's the structure. Yeah, that's the part. And they claim in court that the Shivling has been damaged. They don't know when this has happened, but they claim it has happened. And they are saying the flat surface of the Shivling was kept by them. So they say that there was a flat surface on the Shivling, and there was some artificial sort of a construction or alteration that was attempted to be made on top of the Shivling. And the Hindu side is claiming in the court right now that the flat surface is in the storeroom right now. They're claiming that there was some flat surface and that flat surface was taken away and kept in the storeroom. And the instrument, and they're also claiming, which is a very serious allegation. We'll go back and keep the information of what's happening in court. And they're claiming that the instrument used to damage the Shivling has also been found. So it's a very serious allegation. They say a few days ago they tried to put it back, but the CRPF stopped them. And they will keep this in court after the maintainability is decided. It is a very serious allegation. Let me go across to Aishwarya. Aishwarya is also joining me, my colleague Aishwarya. It is a very serious allegation by the Hindu side, Aishwarya, that there was some sort of an attempt being made
Absolutely,
to damage the Shivling. Yeah.
Absolutely, Niranjan, and as you were just saying that the Hindu side is claiming that even that instrument has been found, so these are big claims, but it's up to the court to decide. But prior to that, the whole maintainability, and I repeat, the whole maintainability claim is being heard by the court, so that is far more important at this point of time. And as we speak, that has begun. The Gyanvapi, the case is being heard as we speak. The hearing is on. The hearing has begun. The hearing is on. But this new claim which has been made by the Hindu side that the Shivling, which is connected with religious sentiments of the people, has been deliberately damaged. That's a claim. That's a claim the court needs to decide. But on the other side, the Gyanvapi case, the hearing is on as we say. It has just begun. The Muslim side has already presented their side. We are being told that, at this point of time, we are being told that the district court, only 32 people are being allowed to go in. So this is just information which is coming in from inside, as I say. Gyanvapi case, the hearing is on.
There is
so
another
whether the case will be
update.
heard today or not. Please.
So basically, Vishnu Shankar Jain is speaking inside the court. He's the petitioner. He's the lawyer for the Hindu side, and also a petitioner. And the Hindu side is basically arguing. First, we are hearing सबसे पहले Hindu पक्ष बोल रहे हैं कोर्ट के अंदर. 36 people are inside the courtroom. That's the breaking news update. 36 people inside the court, and the judge pointers as these arguments are being made, and the judge is listening to the Hindu side as we speak. And these are some allegations. In fact, as the hearing continues, let me play out what the Hindu side claimed, that there was some sort of a damage that was done to the Shivling, the structure. This is a very serious claim that has been made. I'd like to play that out right now. If I can play that out, and we'll come back. Here's what Vishnu Shankar Jain said. And by the time we play that, we'll have some more updates from inside the courtroom, please.
क्या हुआ, एक चक्री पाई गई वहाँ पर, क्या है उसकी पूरी मामला?
देखिए, जो शिवलिंग था वो मुस्लिम पक्ष के कब्जे में था, और जो ये फव्वारा कह रहे हैं उसको एक्चुअली डैमेज किया है इन्होंने, और फव्वारे में 63 सेंटीमीटर का जो छेद पाया गया है, जो एडवोकेट कमिश्नर साहब ने भी कहा है, वो छेद इन्हीं लोगों ने किया है। उसके ऊपर एक चक्री टाइप की चीज इन्होंने रखी थी, जो आप सीमेंट का 5 खांचा देख रहे हैं, वो इन्हीं लोगों का किया हुआ है, और जो चक्री है वो इनके स्टोर रूम में है। कुछ दिन पहले की घटना है, वो चक्री को ले जा रहे थे, जिसको सीआरपीएफ ने रोक लिया, और वो अभी स्टोर रूम में उसकी वीडियोग्राफी फोटोग्राफी हुई है। एक बार जब मेंटेनेबिलिटी डिसाइड हो जाएगी तो ये बात भी हम कोर्ट के सामने रखेंगे। अब ये कब डैमेज किया गया ये मैं नहीं बता सकता, क्योंकि पिछले 30-40 सालों से ये सारी चीजें जब से ये कब्जे में है, ये इन्हीं के कब्जे में रहा है।
मतलब आपको ऐसा लगता है कि जिस चीज से डैमेज किया गया है वो चीज मिल गई है?
जिस चीज से डैमेज किया गया और जो चीज इसके ऊपर रखी थी, जिसको फव्वारा कहते हैं, चक्री कहते हैं, वो इन्हीं के पास रखी हुई है, और नीचे कोई वाटर मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम नहीं है। चक्री पकड़ी नहीं गई, चक्री ऑलरेडी इनके स्टोर रूम में थी, उसको निकालने की कोशिश कर रहे थे, जो वापस सीआरपीएफ ने रोक दिया है और ये अंदर ही पड़ी हुई।
Now that's a very serious claim that was made by the Hindu side, and the petitioners claiming that the Shivling at the Gyanvapi, as claimed by the Hindu side, was damaged. Now they are saying there was a structural damage to it. You look at the top of that Shivling as well, which is on the right of the screen. Right now I'm looking at the screen and I'm just describing it. You will see a black marble, and there is a white sort of a structure right on top that seems to be an alteration or some sort of addition. Clearly there's no match in the stone quality or the color. There is something on top which the Hindu side claims was a structure that was added. But the most serious claim being made that the structure was there was some sort of an attempt being made to damage the structure. Very serious charge. And inside the courtroom right now, the Hindu side is making the argument, and the court is listening to the Hindu side. I'd like to go back to Aishwarya, and then if I can get a word from Aishwarya. Yeah, Aishwarya and Piyush as well. Yeah, Aishwarya.
Absolutely, Niranjan. These are the claims which are being made by the Hindu side. But right now, today, the hearing is on the maintainability, that whether the case should carry on or not. So that is more important. And the Hindu side is trying to say that despite the court saying that protect, if there is a shivling, protect, allow the Muslim side to pay their prayers, to do their prayers, but simultaneously protect the shivling if it's there. That has not happened, while the court says that the hearing is on the maintainability clause. So that is something which is very, very important. The next 45 minutes, 50 minutes, we are going to get you breaking news as you've been getting it from inside the court, minute to minute, second to second. Right now, the Hindu side is presenting their side. We are also being told that a fresh petition has been filed in by the Muslim side. We are trying to get the more details in that regard, but we are being told that the Muslim side is going to be the second today. The Hindu side is putting their point first in front of the judge as we speak. That's happening. So that is important. But this is the add-on information which you were just giving, Niranjan, which the Hindu side is going to present in front of the judge. Though we are being told that whether that will be accepted today or not, that is something we have to wait and watch for. But initially, or prima facie, today, the Hindu Paksh lawyer, Mr. Jain, whom we just heard, he has also presented this in black and white in front of the judge. But first, it is on the maintainability clause. And Hari Shankar Jain is very clearly saying that we would want this to be added in the same petition. So whether the judge allows that or not, we have to wait and watch. But the lawyer of the Hindu side, that is Hari Shankar Jain, is keeping his side, is keeping his arguments as we speak. Right now, Niranjan, back to you.
Yes, let me quickly get in a word from Piyush as well. Piyush, you know what's happening inside the courtroom. This is a very serious claim made. I think the video, when it comes out, is going to make a big difference, because people will get to see what really is happening inside. And that video has been shared with all sides. If you can tell our viewers what is in those videos. Piyush, I'm coming across to you. What is in those videos, and will those videos give us some more answers?
Well, Niranjan, these videos are more than 10 hours. Remember that survey was not only done for only 3 days under Vishal Singh, but survey was done for 2 days also on 6th and 7th May. So videos of those surveys also, of those days also, that would also be provided to both the sides. More than 10 hours clip is there. This is what we are now given to understand. And there are multiple photographs of each and every corner of Gyanvapi Mosque. But this fresh claim which has now come out by Varanasi Shankar Jain, that would be presented before the court only and only after court decides on this maintainability clause, because court is yet to decide on that, and court right now, as we are speaking, it is hearing arguments from both these sides, and after listening to arguments of Hindus and Muslims lawyers, after that itself court will decide if this entire Gyanvapi Mashangar Gauri case comes under 1991 Worship Act or not. The Muslim side is saying that this entire thing should be rejected. In fact, they were of the view that the commission shouldn't have taken place, the survey shouldn't have taken place, and they always, since beginning, they were saying that this entire case comes under 1991 Worship Act, but Hindu side are objecting to that. As we are speaking, the proceedings are ongoing. Also, we are continuously getting updates from inside. Our colleagues are there. They are telling us, they are giving us information. Right now, we are getting information that the Muslim lawyers are speaking after Hindu lawyer, which Varanasi Shankar Jain is representing Hindus. After he is put down his points before the court, now the Muslim side are speaking. We are now also getting update, Niranjan, that Abhay Nath Yadav, remember that he is the one who is presenting the Muslim side since beginning. He is right now speaking, and he is telling to court about his arguments. If we specifically talk about Abhay Nath Yadav, remember that he is the same person, Niranjan, who had gone to court, who had moved to court against the Varanasi court's order, where the court had directed to protect the entire complex where the Shivling was found. He was the one who since beginning has been making, has been saying that the court order of protecting the Shivling area or the complex or stopping Muslims for going to do wuzu was illegal, and on those petitions itself, the case was given to Supreme Court, and then Supreme Court has has directed the district judge to wind up the hearing in 8 weeks. So right now as we are speaking, the Hindu lawyers have put down their point there in front of court. As we are speaking, the Muslim lawyer Abhinav Yadav is now telling to court about the
getting in some more breaking news
status
updates
of this case. Remember that Muslims have been
getting in some more breaking news updates. Piyush, sorry for interrupting you there. The breaking news updates is that the Muslim side lawyer is speaking right now, and Vishnu Jain has put his arguments forward. And the courtroom update is that Abhinav Yadav is putting his points forward, who's of course also part of the Muslim side. And Hindu side arguments have concluded. The Muslim side arguments are on. Let me go across to Ananya for one quick hit on what we can expect in this hearing. What are we expecting out of this hearing? What is the big picture here, Ananya, today in Varanasi?
Yes. Well, the big picture here, Niranjan, is that today it would be decided, if the court orders, it would be clearly decided whether all of this exercise, whether all of this suit sustains or this suit goes. Because if the Order 7 Rule 11 application is disallowed or rejected, then this suit by the Hindu side would sustain. The whole exercise of the advocate commissioners would sustain. But if the Order 7 Rule 11 application is decided, which means that the court feels that the reliefs that have been claimed in the Hindu suit are not to be provided by the court of law, would completely futile, would completely turn the whole advocate commissioner's exercise futile and the whole survey futile. And then the 8 weeks period that the Supreme Court has given for approaching legal remedies would be exercised. So whether or not any kind of order comes, the 8-week period would be used by the aggrieved party, whether it's the Muslim side, whether it's the Hindu side, Niranjan, but to approach the higher court. They would approach the Allahabad High Court and then the Supreme Court with regards to their grievances. But today, we can hear out from the court whether the Hindu suit sustains, whether the right to worship can be discussed, can such a relief be granted under the law or not, and whether or not this can be granted or not will be decided later. But the suit's maintainability would be decided first today, and the Order 7 Rule 11 application, whether it goes, whether it does not go, would be decided by the court today itself. Niranjan.
Yes. And getting in some more breaking news updates from inside the courtroom right now, tracking the latest developments. A big claim was made by the Hindu side. A big claim was made by the Hindu side a few days back, a few moments back, and they claimed that there was damage to the Shivling at Gyanvapi, a structural damage by the Gyanvapi Mosque committee and some of the people who are in charge of taking care of that Wuzukhana, claiming that there was an attempt to damage the Shivling, a very serious charge that was made. If I can play out that soundbite once again, please. Here's what Vishnu Shankar Jain, who's representing the Hindu side, said, the petitioner. Let's play that out.
क्या हुआ, एक चक्री पाई गई वहाँ पर, क्या है उसकी पूरी मामला?
देखिए, जो शिवलिंग था वो मुस्लिम पक्ष के कब्जे में था, और जो ये फव्वारा कह रहे हैं उसको एक्चुअली डैमेज किया है इन्होंने, और फव्वारे में 63 सेंटीमीटर जो छेद पाया गया है, जो एडवोकेट कमिश्नर साहब ने भी कहा है, वो छेद इन्हीं लोगों ने किया है। उसके ऊपर एक चक्री टाइप की चीज इन्होंने रखी थी, जो आप सीमेंट का 5 खांचा देख रहे हैं, वो इन्हीं लोगों का किया हुआ है, और जो चक्री है वो इनके स्टोर रूम में है। कुछ दिन पहले की घटना है, वो उस चक्री को ले जा रहे थे, जिसको सीआरपीएफ ने रोक लिया, और वो अभी स्टोर रूम में उसकी वीडियोग्राफी फोटोग्राफी हुई है। एक बार जब मेंटेनेबिलिटी डिसाइड हो जाएगी तो ये बात भी हम कोर्ट के सामने रखेंगे। अब ये कब डैमेज किया गया ये मैं नहीं बता सकता, क्योंकि पिछले 30-40 सालों से ये सारी चीजें, जब से ये कब्जे में है, ये इन्हीं के कब्जे में रहा है।
मतलब आपको ऐसा लगता है कि जिस चीज से डैमेज किया गया है वो चीज मिल गई है?
जिस चीज से डैमेज किया गया और जो चीज इसके ऊपर रखी थी, जिसको फव्वारा कहते हैं, चक्री कहते हैं, वो इन्हीं के पास रखी हुई है, और नीचे कोई वाटर मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम नहीं है। चक्री पकड़ी नहीं गई, चक्री ऑलरेडी इनके स्टोर रूम में थी, उसको निकालने की कोशिश कर रहे थे, जो वापस सीआरपीएफ ने रोक दिया है और ये अंदर ही पड़ी।
ठीक है।
That was the claim being made. I'd like to go across also to Piyush. Piyush, now this is a very serious charge. You heard what he said, and you've been there in Varanasi looking at the different claims by both sides, talking to all sides. And what is the timeline? When are they saying the structure was damaged allegedly? Now they're making a very serious claim. Now, how are they making that claim? If you can tell us a little bit more about the structure and why it raises questions now. Piyush.
It does. it does raise a lot of questions, Niranjan. Why? Because the entire area has been completely sealed and protected by the senior officers of administration. In fact, the local court had directed the CRPF personnel also to be deployed there. Like Vishnu Shankar Jain is also mentioning about the fact that a CRPF officer had spotted one of the people from the management committee of mosque while he was carrying that particular chakri inside the storeroom, and then he was stopped. So that chakri is also there inside the storeroom, which was placed over the Shivling. Now Vishnu Shankar Jain, according if we go by Vishnu Shankar Jain, the incident is of the timeline of the period when the orders were already passed by the court to protect the entire complex. So this is certainly raising a lot of questions over the intentions of Muslim side, because if it has actually happened, then court will have to strictly look into it. Now Vishnu Shankar Jain is telling us that after the court decides the maintainability clause and agrees to hear the petition of Hindu side, then they are going to put forth this before the court. Very serious allegation being made by Hindu side, but at the same time Muslim side and also the management committee of mosque will have to respond to this very serious allegation, because he's not only saying that chakri is there inside the room, but also the Vishnu Shankar Jain is telling us that the equipment, the particular thing which has been used to damage the Shivling, that is also kept inside the storeroom. So now, as we know that the entire complex is under the supervision and under the protection of the district administration, they should go inside the storeroom and should take out that and should also tell to the world as to what actually happened and did they actually remove that particular chakri. The videos, those have emerged, Niranjan. It is also important to point out that the videos, those have emerged from inside the Gyanvapi mosque in which Shivling can be seen, is not the video of survey, but this video was basically taken 3 years back when the entire thing has come out, the survey has come out, and the commission went inside the Gyanvapi mosque. At that time also the commissioners had pointed out and they had found the Shivling inside the complex. So this video pertains to 3 years back. Still, people do not know what is actually there, what kind of damage has been done, but a very big claim is being made. And when the videography and photography is out of this survey, which was done for 5 days, then the picture will get clear. But very big allegation being made by Vishnu Shankar Jain, where he is now telling us that if court decides to hear the Hindu side after and also on maintainability clause, then they are going to tell to court about this.
Now,
pictures from right outside the district court here in Varanasi. Yes, Niranjan.
No, I was trying to tell you, Piyush, now if this video is old, so you're basically trying to say that this video that was shot and later released and the video as we know it, as we see it, of the Shivling is claimed by the Hindu side is old, at least 2 to 3 years old. And you can see the white patchwork or the contrast on top of the Shivling is claimed. You're saying that was 3 years old. And there are further alterations being made to that. There are some parts that have been removed. Now, these are very serious allegations. Swapnil Kothari is also joining us on this broadcast. Swapnil, I just want to get in one word from Varanasi, where Mridul is, and I'm going to come across to you. Swapnil, going to be with us on this live coverage of what's happening inside the court. Mridul, ye jo keh rahe hai ki, this entire claim that it's been damaged. Mridul, you're saying it's been damaged. It's a very serious charge. Now, tell us what the implications of this could be in the context of the claim being made.
एक चीज मैं यहाँ पर निरंजन आपको बताना चाहूंगा, जो दावा इस वक्त पीयूष बता रहे थे हिंदू पक्ष की तरफ से किया जा रहा है, अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट एक दावा मुस्लिम पक्ष की तरफ से किया जा रहा है। और जो शिवलिंग और फव्वारे के बीच में अंतर यानी डिफरेंस बताने की कोशिश थी, उसको लेकर मुस्लिम पक्ष ये दावा कर रहा है कि वहां पर शताब्दियों पहले फव्वारा हुआ करता था। ये दावा उनकी तरफ से है। और जो वकील है मुस्लिम पक्ष के अभिनाथ यादव, उन्होंने ये साफ तौर पर कह दिया है, ये दावा करते हुए कि वहां पर फव्वारा था और वक्त के साथ जो पाइप जाता है वो कचरे की वजह से भर गया, इसलिए उसका जो अभी तक जो दावा किया जा रहा है, जो एरिया बताया गया है, वो वापस इसी आधार पर निर्धारित किया जाए, ये मुस्लिम पक्ष की तरफ से कहा जा रहा है। तो दोनों की तरफ से निरंजन दावे मजबूत किए जा रहे हैं। अगर हिंदू पक्ष कहता है कि वहां पर छेड़छाड़ की गई है, तो मुस्लिम पक्ष ये दावा कर रहा है कि वहां पर फव्वारा था और जो पाइप लगा हुआ था वो कचरा भरने की वजह से पूरा का पूरा जो अंदर अंदर तक जाता है वहां तक पहुंच नहीं पाए हैं। इसलिए जो पीयूष कह रहे हैं आधार ये भी हो सकता है, कोर्ट में जो बातें रखी जा रही हैं, दलील दी जा रही हैं, उसमें यह भी कहा जा सकता है कि उसकी जांच की जाए, क्योंकि अगर दोनों ही तरफ से दावे किए जाएंगे तो उसका आधार क्या होगा। एक और इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है इस पूरे मसले को लेकर, क्योंकि जो कोर्ट कमिश्नर थे उन्होंने भी अपनी रिपोर्ट में यह दावा किया है और जो वीडियो सामने आया है वो पहली मंजिल का है, यानी फर्स्ट फ्लोर का है, तो फिर वो छेद कहां तक जाता है ये भी देखना होगा। और ये कोर्ट कमीशन के आधार पर ही मैं आपको बता रहा हूं, जो मुस्लिम पक्ष के वकील अभय नाथ यादव ने ऑफ द रिकॉर्ड मुझसे बात की, उसी को आधार बनाकर ये बात, और ये महत्वपूर्ण बात मैं कह रहा हूं क्योंकि दलील भी इस मामले को लेकर अंदर की जा रही है। और सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट इस मामले में वही वीडियो है, वही शिवलिंग है जो कथित तौर पर बताया जा रहा है हिंदू पक्ष की तरफ से। तो निरंजन, हमें यह समझना होगा कि अगर मुस्लिम पक्ष कहता है वहां पर छेड़खानी नहीं हुई है, फव्वारा है, और हिंदू पक्ष कहता है कि वहां पर शिवलिंग ही है, तो आगे क्या होगा?
Swapnil, as a lawyer, now when the courts are hearing these claims that are being made of, first of all, the maintainability of the application will be looked at, will be dealt with. But regarding this particular claim, if I can get you to weigh in and tell us what you think.
Well, Niranjan, these are all, bizarre claims, and the court will really have to look at the survey report. Each side is going to speak its own fictional story, and they may.
I do not even know how that seems to have a bearing on Order 7 Rule 11 application, because Order 7 Rule 11 application is an absolutely technical application which deals with whether the plaintiff discloses the cause of action. Now, there are four, under Order 7 Rule 11, where the case is to be rejected if it does not disclose the cause of action and is backed by the law of limitation, if it's properly valued but understand, or if it's undervalued. So these are the four grounds, and the Supreme Court has laid on the 14th of March 2025 recently overturning Kolkata High Court's judgment, saying that the plaintiff, only one or two amendments made in the plaint which may be barred, does not entitle the court to completely reject the plaint. The overall plaint has to be looked at, and if there is a cause of action, then the plaint must survive. So this Order 7 Rule 11 application will be dismissed today. It's as simple as that. The case will be heard on merits. Maybe if it concludes today the hearing, then it will be dismissed. But if it's not, then it will be dismissed tomorrow.
Yes, Swapnil, I'll just fix your audio because, wasn't very, very clear. So I'm just going to fix your audio there for a second. I'm going back to Piyush for the latest on what's happening in Varanasi. Piyush, what's happening in the court? We're hearing that the Muslim side is continuing to put its arguments forward. What is the crux of their argument?
Well, Niranjan, the crux of their argument is that the complex where Shivling has been found, that's the place where there was a fawwara, the fountain. This is what the Muslim side is telling to court. But if you talk about the current status, since beginning, the Muslim side has been of the view that the Gyanvapi Shingar Gauri case cannot be touched upon because it comes under 1991 Worship Act, to which the Hindu side have been objecting since beginning. So today, if you talk about today, Vishnu Shankar Jain has made a very big claim saying that the Shivling has been damaged, and the equipment which was used to damage the Shivling is also kept there in storeroom. But when he comes out, we will get more and more details from him. It is also important to point out that he has made another big charge that there is no water management system right beneath the very place where Shivling has been found, which somewhere, if we go by the court commissioners also, we have spoken to many court commissioners where they have also told us that there is no water management system where the Shivling has been found, to which the Muslim side is claiming is fawwara, because when they went there, when they went inside the Gyanvapi complex and asked the members from a mosque committee to operate the fawwara, operate the fountain, they could not do so. In fact, they told to court commissioners that it is not working since for the last 15 to 20 years, and there was no system which could suggest that yes, there was a connecting water pipeline. So somewhere the kind of claims those are being made by Vishnu Shankar Jain can be taken into granted because there is no water management system. This is what the court commissioners have also said. But the claim of destroying Shivling, that's the very big claim being made by Vishnu Shankar Jain. When he comes out, after the arguments come to an end, then only we will talk to him and then we will get more clarity. Right now, as we are speaking, the Hindu side have put forth their arguments. The Muslim Muslim lawyer Abhinav Yadav is now telling to court that this entire case comes under 1991 Worship Act and the petition of Hindu side should be rejected. And if the petition of Hindu side is rejected, then court will not hear this case. But if the demand of Hindu side is accepted, then the court will be not only hear the case but also prioritize the petition.
Details coming in 1 minute. Ananya has some great. Ananya's getting in some breaking news details. If I can quickly go across to Ananya. Ananya, what are you picking up? Any more details coming in of the arguments being made inside the Varanasi court? Ananya.
Well, yes, Niranjan, what my sources tell me inside the court is that Mr. Abhinav Yadav, who is on the Muslim side, is arguing that the Shivling is nothing but, and there is a rumor that is being spread that it is a Shivling, but it is a fountain, clearly claiming that point while arguing his Order 7 Rule 11 application. And remember, this is a claim being made at a time when the Order 7 Rule 11 application is being heard, Niranjan, because remember that the Order 7 Rule 11 application, as also pointed out by Mr. Swapnil Kothari, is a very, very technical aspect and should be only on the point of law. But still, the Muslim side is continuously using this phrase that it was a fountain and not the Shivling. And in fact, as Mr. Yadav tried to raise his voice in the court had put him in his place, clearly stating that he should maintain the law, maintain the order in the court, and remember to speak into a polite manner inside the court. In fact, so a big claim being made by the Muslim side, deviating exactly from the legal point in the Order 7 Rule 11 and making these claims that it was a fountain and not a Shivling, and rumors are being spread that it's a Shivling. So the Muslim side trying to mix up the Order 7 Rule 11 application with the Advocate Commissioner's survey report, exactly contrary to what they've said in the Supreme Court. Because remember that what the Muslim side had argued before the Supreme Court was that the Order 7 Rule 11 should be heard independently from the Advocate Commissioner's survey, while the Hindu side was arguing that both of them should be read in conscience. But now the Muslim side itself mixing up both the things, Niranjan.
Mridul, quickly coming in before I go across to Swapnil. Mridul, getting in some news of the Muslim side denying the claims of the Shivling being damaged. That's the breaking news coming in, that they're denying that any such thing happened. We're also waiting in for more updates, but we are hearing that there is a high pitched hearing that is underway. And we'll wait for some confirmation, but also getting in reports that some of the people inside the courtroom have been asked to leave. So we are waiting for details of that. I'm not getting a confirmation yet on that, but I'd like to come across to you if you have any more updates.
As we are speaking, Niranjan, what we are now learning is that the arguments are still on, and the Muslim side lawyer Abhinav Yadav is putting forth his argument.
Piyush, let Mridul take that. I'm coming back to you, Piyush. Mridul.
बिल्कुल मैं वही बात बता रहा हूं जो पीयूष बता रहे थे। इसके आगे जो कोर्ट रूम के अंदर चल रहा है, बार बार वही दावे किए जा रहे हैं और अभयनाथ यादव इस बात का पक्ष बार बार रख रहे हैं। एक और चीज मैं आपको बता दूं, अभयनाथ यादव इस बात को बार बार कह रहे हैं कि वहां पर फव्वारा था, और जो दलीलें हैं उसमें एक बात कही जा रही है, क्योंकि ये जो र्यूमर्स की बात है जो अनन्या अभी बता रहे थे, वो र्यूमर्स शुरू हुए हैं जब सोहनलाल, जो कि इस मामले में महत्वपूर्ण व्यक्ति हैं और इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट हैं, उन्होंने जब कहा उसका वो जिक्र करते हैं। लेकिन अभयनाथ यादव बार बार इस पक्ष को रख रहे हैं कि वहां पर फाउंटेन था, और अगर वहां पर चलाने की बात आती है या शुरू करने की बात आती है तो उसको लेकर भी सवाल जवाब चल रहे हैं। पीयूष, इस समय कुछ हमारे सहयोगी भी कहना चाहते हैं। निरंजन,
I'm just requesting all our reporters and also Swapnil, stay with us. I request you, the Prime Minister speaking live at the ISB in Hyderabad. I'm cutting across for a few minutes, I'm coming back. I'm cutting across to the Prime Minister's speech at the ISB. I'm coming back. Swapnil, stay with me. I'll quickly dip into that and I'm going to come back. Stay with us.
मैं आज उन सभी को याद करते हुए आप सभी को, आईएसबी के प्रोफेसर्स, फैकल्टी, सभी स्टूडेंट्स को, पेरेंट्स को, आईएसबी के एल्यूमनाइज को बहुत बहुत बधाई देता हूं। साथियों, साल 2001 में अटल जी ने इसे देश को समर्पित किया था। तब से लेकर आज तक लगभग 50,000 एग्जीक्यूटिव यहां से ट्रेन होकर निकले हैं। आज आईएसबी एशिया के टॉप बिजनेस स्कूलों में से एक है। आईएसबी से निकलने वाले जो प्रोफेशनल्स हैं वे देश के बिजनेस को गति दे रहे हैं, बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियों का मैनेजमेंट संभाल रहे हैं। यहां के स्टूडेंट्स ने अनेक स्टार्टअप बनाए हैं, अनेकों यूनिकॉर्न्स निर्माण में उनकी भूमिका रही है। ये आईएसबी के लिए उपलब्धि तो है ही, पूरे देश के लिए गर्व का विषय भी है। साथियों, मुझे बताया गया है कि ये हैदराबाद और मोहाली कैंपस की पहली ज्वाइंट ग्रेजुएशन सेरेमनी है। आज जो स्टूडेंट्स पास होकर निकल रहे हैं उनके लिए ये इसलिए भी खास है क्योंकि इस समय देश अपनी आजादी के 75 वर्ष का पर्व मना रहा है, अमृत महोत्सव मना रहा है। हम बीते 75 साल की उपलब्धियों को देख रहे हैं और आने वाले 25 साल के संकल्पों का रोड मैप भी बना रहे हैं। आजादी के इस अमृत काल में आने वाले 25 साल के लिए जो संकल्प हमने लिए हैं उसकी सिद्धि में आप सभी की बहुत बड़ी भूमिका है। और आज भारत में जो आशा है, लोगों में जो आत्मविश्वास है, नए भारत के निर्माण के लिए जो इच्छा शक्ति है, वो आपके लिए भी अनेक संभावनाओं के द्वार खोल रही है। आप खुद देखिए, आज भारत G20 देशों के समूह में फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी है। स्मार्टफोन डेटा कंज्यूमर के मामले में भारत पहले नंबर पे है। इंटरनेट यूजर्स की संख्या को देखें तो भारत दुनिया में दूसरे नंबर पर है, दुनिया में दूसरे नंबर पे है। दुनिया का तीसरा सबसे बड़ा स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम भारत में है। दुनिया का तीसरा सबसे बड़ा कंज्यूमर मार्केट भारत में है। ऐसी कई चीजें मैं आपके सामने रख सकता हूं, गिना सकता हूं। कोरोना जैसी वैश्विक महामारी में हम सबने और दुनिया ने भारत का सामर्थ्य देखा है। सदी की इस सबसे बड़ी आपदा में ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन्स में इतना बड़ा डिस्रप्शन हुआ, फिर युद्ध ने भी इस संकट को और बढ़ा दिया। इन सब के बीच भी भारत आज ग्रोथ के एक बड़े केंद्र के रूप में उभर रहा है। पिछले साल भारत में अब तक का सबसे ज्यादा रिकॉर्ड FDI आया, आज दुनिया ये महसूस कर रही है कि इंडिया मीन्स बिजनेस। और ये केवल अकेले सरकार के प्रयासों के कारण संभव नहीं हुआ है। इसमें ISB जैसे बिजनेस स्कूल्स का, यहां से निकलने वाले प्रोफेशनल्स का, देश के युवा का भी बहुत बड़ा योगदान है। चाहे स्टार्टअप्स हो या ट्रेडिशनल बिजनेस हो, चाहे मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हो या सर्विस सेक्टर हो, हमारे युवा ये साबित कर रहे हैं कि वो दुनिया को लीड कर सकते हैं। मैं सही बता रहा हूं ना? आपको भरोसा है कि नहीं अपने आप पर? मुझे आप पर भरोसा है, आपको अपने आप पर है। साथियों, इसलिए आज दुनिया भारत को, भारत के युवाओं को और भारत के प्रोडक्ट्स को एक नए सम्मान और नए भरोसे के साथ देख रही है। साथियों, भारत जिस स्केल पर लोकतांत्रिक तरीके से अनेक चीजें अपने यहां कर सकता है, जिस तरीके से हम यहां कोई नीति या निर्णय लागू कर सकते हैं, वो पूरी दुनिया के लिए अध्ययन का, सीखने का विषय बन जाता है। और इसलिए हम अक्सर इंडियन सॉल्यूशंस को ग्लोबली इंप्लीमेंट होते हुए देखते हैं। और इसलिए मैं आज इस महत्वपूर्ण दिन पर आपसे कहूंगा कि आप अपने व्यक्तिगत लक्ष्यों को देश के लक्ष्यों के साथ जोड़िए। आप जो सीखते हैं, आपका जो भी अनुभव होता है, आप जो भी इनिशिएटिव लेते हैं, उससे देश हित कैसे सधेगा, इस बारे में हमेशा सोचना चाहिए। जरूर सोचिए। आज देश में चाहे ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस के लिए अभियान हो, 1,500 से ज्यादा पुराने कानूनों और हजारों कंप्लायंसेस को समाप्त करने का काम हो, टैक्स के अनेकों कानूनों को समाप्त करके GST जैसी पारदर्शी व्यवस्था का निर्माण हो, एंटरप्रेन्योर्स और इनोवेशंस को बढ़ावा देना हो, नई स्टार्टअप पॉलिसी हो, ड्रोन पॉलिसी हो, अनेक नए सेक्टर्स को खोलना हो, 21वीं सदी की आवश्यकताओं को पूरा करने वाली नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी को लागू करना हो, ये सारे बड़े बदलाव आप जैसे युवाओं के लिए ही तो हो रहे हैं। आप जैसे युवाओं की तरफ से आने वाले जो सॉल्यूशंस हैं, उन सॉल्यूशंस को इंप्लीमेंट करने के लिए, आपके आइडिया को देश की ताकत बनाने के लिए हमारी सरकार हमेशा देश की युवा शक्ति के साथ खड़ी है। साथियों, आपने सुना होगा, कई बार एक बात को मैं बार बार दोहराता भी हूं और अक्सर मैं कहता हूं, रिफॉर्म, परफॉर्म, ट्रांसफॉर्म की बात करता हूं।
As an amazing step for students, the University Grants Commission has allowed students to pursue 2 degrees at the same time. Amity University is the first one to implement this, and now all Amity students can do 2 degrees together. To find out more, visit amity.edu/2degrees.
Prime Minister speaks at the Bloomberg Business Forum, he of course will try to highlight India's 5 trillion economy dream and essential supplies and adequate supplies, and that is the biggest that we have from the APMCR. Raj Thackeray is not backing down, and supporters of Raj Thackeray have used the loudspeaker to send a message. They're trying to stop us from reporting. Today has picked up Arnab Goswami from his house, dragged him out, assaulted him physically. This is the Abhignya Tower in Parel, Mumbai, where the fire was reported, and their entire effort has been to somehow burst down the flames.
The question this time very clearly, no answers from him. Our keys continue to be with his men. We faced intimidation here. What we have to see is what action will really be taken here in this case. We've been trying to get in touch with you and ask you several questions on the land deals that you had along with Priyanka Vadra and Robert Vadra. Why are you trying to avoid the camera, sir? Hanging of the rapist has been confirmed. Court has said all the evidence had already been seen at the trial court, at the high court and the top court of the country. They're not going to go into it again. Once again trying to get in a word with Mr. Vijay Mallya. Persistently been asking you only one question. Mallya, why did you escape in 2015? Do you not think the decorum of the court and the dignity needed to be maintained with the kind of language you use? Republic TV gets you the first words from Khabar Qureshi.
Indian Navy-guided missile anti-submarine stealth frigate successfully engaging a low-flying target with its surface-to-air missile system, reaffirming the mantra of a crew hit first, hit hard. That's the word coming in. That's a statement by the Indian Navy. As you can see on the screens as well, the Indian Navy's guided missile anti-submarine successfully engaging a low-flying target with its surface-to-air missile system, reaffirming the mantra of a crew hit first, hit hard. So Indian defense might on display there. Successful missile anti-submarine that is engaging a low-flying target with its surface-to-air missile system. And that's the Indian Navy's guided missile anti-submarine stealth frigate that was successfully engaging a low-flying target with its surface-to-air missile system, which only reaffirms the mantra of a crew, which is hit first, hit hard.
हमें विदेशी वैक्सीन मिल पाएगी भी या नहीं, लेकिन हमने अपनी वैक्सीन तैयार की, इतनी वैक्सीन बनाई कि भारत में भी 190 करोड़ से ज्यादा डोज लगाई जा चुकी है। भारत ने दुनिया के 100 से अधिक देशों को भी वैक्सीन भेजी है। इसी प्रकार मेडिकल एजुकेशन में भी हमने एक के बाद एक अनेक रिफॉर्म किए। इसी का परिणाम है कि बीते 8 सालों में मेडिकल कॉलेज की संख्या 380 से बढ़कर 600 से भी अधिक हो गई है। देश में मेडिकल की ग्रेजुएट और पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट की सीटें 90,000 से बढ़कर 1.5 लाख से ऊपर हो चुकी हैं। साथियों, पिछले 8 वर्षों में देश ने जो इच्छा शक्ति दिखाई है, उसकी वजह से एक और बड़ा बदलाव आया है। अब ब्यूरोक्रेसी भी पूरी शक्ति से रिफॉर्म्स को जमीन पर उतारने में जुटी है। सिस्टम वही है, लेकिन अब नतीजे बहुत संतोषजनक मिल रहे हैं। और इन 8 वर्षों में जो सबसे बड़ी प्रेरणा बनी है, वो है जन भागीदारी। देश की जनता खुद आगे बढ़कर रिफॉर्म्स को गति दे रही है। और हमने ये स्वच्छ भारत अभियान में देखा है। और अब वोकल फॉर लोकल और आत्मनिर्भर भारत अभियान में भी हम जन भागीदारी की ताकत को देख रहे हैं। जब जनता सहयोग करती है तो नतीजे अवश्य मिलते हैं, जल्दी मिलते हैं। यानी सरकारी व्यवस्था में सरकार रिफॉर्म करती है, ब्यूरोक्रेसी परफॉर्म करती है और जनता के सहयोग से ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होता है। साथियों, ये आपके लिए एक बहुत बड़ी केस स्टडी है। रिफॉर्म, परफॉर्म, ट्रांसफॉर्म की जो ये डायनेमिक्स हैं, वो आपके लिए रिसर्च का विषय है। आईएसबी जैसे बड़े संस्थान को अध्ययन करके, एनालिसिस करके दुनिया के सामने इसे लाना चाहिए। यहां से जो युवा साथी पढ़कर निकल रहे हैं, उन्हें भी रिफॉर्म, परफॉर्म, ट्रांसफॉर्म के इस मंत्र को हर क्षेत्र में लागू करने का प्रयास करना चाहिए। साथियों, मैं आपका ध्यान देश के स्पोर्ट्स इकोसिस्टम में आए ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन की तरफ भी दिलाना चाहता हूं। आखिर क्या कारण है कि 2014 के बाद हमें खेल के हर मैदान में अभूतपूर्व प्रदर्शन देखने को मिल रहा है? इसका सबसे बड़ा कारण है हमारे एथलीट्स का आत्मविश्वास। आत्मविश्वास तब आता है जब सही टैलेंट की खोज होती है, जब टैलेंट की हैंड होल्डिंग होती है, जब एक ट्रांसपेरेंट सिलेक्शन होता है, ट्रेनिंग का, कंपटीशन का एक बेहतर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मिलता है। खेलो इंडिया से लेकर ओलंपिक्स पोडियम स्कीम तक ऐसे अनेक रिफॉर्म्स के चलते आज स्पोर्ट्स को ट्रांसफॉर्म होते हम अपनी आंखों के सामने देख सकते हैं, अनुभव कर सकते हैं। साथियों, मैनेजमेंट की दुनिया में परफॉर्मेंस, वैल्यू एडिशन, प्रोडक्टिविटी और मोटिवेशन, इन बातों पर भी बहुत चर्चा होती है। अगर आपको पब्लिक पॉलिसी में इसका उत्तम उदाहरण देखना है तो आपको एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्रोग्राम को जरूर स्टडी करना चाहिए। हमारे देश में 100 से अधिक ऐसे जिले थे जो विकास की दौड़ में काफी पीछे थे। देश के लगभग सभी राज्यों में एकाध दो कहीं पर थोड़े ज्यादा ऐसे एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट हैं। विकास से जुड़े हर पैरामीटर में ये जिले बहुत कम स्कोर करते थे। इसका सीधा प्रभाव देश की ओवरऑल परफॉर्मेंस पर, रेटिंग पर, ओवरऑल प्रदर्शन पर बड़ा नेगेटिव असर पड़ता था। इनको ये समझकर कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, बदलाव दिख नहीं रहा है, हालत बुरे हैं, और इसलिए सरकारें क्या करती थी, उसको पिछड़ा घोषित कर देती थी। ये तो बैकवर्ड डिस्ट्रिक्ट है। अगर यही सोच है तो उनके मन में भी हो जाता है यहाँ तो ऐसा ही रहेगा, कुछ बदलाव नहीं होगा। सरकारी सिस्टम में जिन अफसरों को सबसे कम प्रोडक्टिव माना जाता था, निकम्मे माना जाता था, उनको अक्सर इन जिलों में तैनात करने देना और जाओ भाई तुम तुम्हारा जानो, तुम्हारा नसीब जाने, पड़े रहो। लेकिन साथियों, हमने अप्रोच बदली। जिसे कल तक बैकवर्ड डिस्ट्रिक्ट कहते थे, हमने कहा है बैकवर्ड नहीं है, ये एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट है। हमने उसको एस्पिरेशनल घोषित किया और हमने तय किया कि हम इन जिलों में विकास की आकांक्षा जगाएंगे, एक नई भूख जगाएंगे। देश के एफिशिएंट युवा अधिकारियों को चिन्हित करके इन जिलों में भेजा गया। इन जिलों में होने वाले हर काम को विशेष तौर पर मॉनिटर किया गया। डैशबोर्ड पर रियल टाइम मॉनिटरिंग करने की व्यवस्था की। जहां जहां कमियां नजर आती थी, उन कमियों को दूर करने का प्रयास किया गया। और साथियों, आपको जानकर के खुशी होगी, आज स्थिति ये है कि इनमें से कई जिले आज देश के दूसरे बेहतर समझे जाने वाले जिलों से कहीं ज्यादा अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं। जिन्हें कभी पिछड़े जिले कहते थे, देश के डेवलपमेंट पैरामीटर्स को प्रभावित करते थे, वो आज एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट बनकर देश के विकास को गति दे रहे हैं। अब हमने राज्यों से कहा है कि इस अप्रोच को और विस्तार दें। हर जिले में ऐसे ब्लॉक्स होते हैं जो विकास के मामले में दूसरों से पिछड़ गए हैं। ऐसे ब्लॉक्स को आइडेंटिफाई करके एस्पिरेशनल ब्लॉक्स अभियान को अब आगे बढ़ाया जा रहा है। देश में हो रहे ये बदलाव, इनकी जानकारी आपको पॉलिसी डिसीजंस में, मैनेजमेंट में बहुत मदद करेगी। साथियों, आपके लिए ये सब जानना इसलिए भी जरूरी है क्योंकि आज देश में बिजनेस के मायने भी बदल रहे हैं और बिजनेस का दायरा भी बढ़ रहा है। आज भारत में इकोनॉमिक लैंडस्केप स्मॉल, मीडियम, कॉटेज और यहां तक कि इनफॉर्मल एंटरप्राइज तक में फैल रहा है। ये बिजनेस लाखों लाख लोगों को रोजगार के अवसर दे रहे हैं। इनका सामर्थ्य बहुत ज्यादा है, इनमें आगे बढ़ने का कमिटमेंट बहुत ज्यादा है। इसलिए आज जब देश आर्थिक विकास के नए अध्याय को लिख रहा है तो हमें एक और बात याद रखनी होगी। हमें छोटे व्यापारियों, स्मॉल बिजनेस का भी उतना ही ध्यान रखना होगा। हमें उन्हें ज्यादा बड़े प्लेटफॉर्म देने होंगे, ग्रो करने के लिए ज्यादा बेहतर मौके देने होंगे। हमें उन्हें देश विदेश में नए नए बाजारों से जोड़ने में मदद करनी होगी। हमें उन्हें ज्यादा से ज्यादा टेक्नोलॉजी से जोड़ना होगा। और यही पर, इसी बात पर आईएसबी जैसे संस्थान, आईएसबी के स्टूडेंट्स की भूमिका बहुत अहम हो जाती है। एक फ्यूचर बिजनेस लीडर के तौर पर आप सभी को, हर बिजनेस को और बड़ा और विस्तार करने के लिए आगे आना होगा, जिम्मेवारियां संभालनी होगी। और आप देखिएगा, आप छोटे बिजनेस को ग्रो करने में मदद करेंगे तो आप लाखों एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के निर्माण में मदद करेंगे, करोड़ों परिवारों की मदद करेंगे। भारत को फ्यूचर रेडी बनाने के लिए हमें सुनिश्चित करना होगा कि भारत आत्मनिर्भर बने। और इसमें आप सभी बिजनेस प्रोफेशनल्स की बहुत बड़ी भूमिका है और ये आपके लिए एक तरह से देश की सेवा का अहम उदाहरण होगा। साथियों, देश के लिए कुछ करने का, देश के लिए कुछ कर गुजरने का आपका जज्बा देश को नई ऊंचाई पर ले जाएगा। मुझे आईएसबी के स्टूडेंट्स पर, आप सभी नौजवानों पर बहुत भरोसा है, बहुत विश्वास है। आप एक पर्पज के साथ इस प्रतिष्ठित संस्थान से बाहर निकले। आप अपने गोल्स को राष्ट्र के संकल्पों के साथ जोड़िए। हम जो कुछ भी करेंगे उससे एक राष्ट्र के रूप में सशक्त होंगे। इस कमिटमेंट के साथ जब आप कोई भी प्रयास करेंगे तो सफलता आपके कदम पर होगी। एक बार फिर आज जिन जिन साथियों को मुझे मेडल देने का अवसर मिला है और भी जो लोगों ने सिद्धियां प्राप्त की हैं, उनको, उनके परिवारजनों को अनेक अनेक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं। और आईएसबी भारत की विकास यात्रा में ऐसी पीढ़ियों को तैयार करता रहे, ऐसी पीढ़ियां राष्ट्र के लिए समर्पित भाव से कार्य करती रहे। इसी एक अपेक्षा के साथ आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. Thank you for those that wonderful speech.
Break for now. On the other side, chorus grows for justice for Amreen after popular TV artist Amreen Bhatt and a nephew was shot at by terrorists. And mega controversy over Rahul Gandhi's UK visit as key document services. Did Rahul need MEA clearance to travel abroad?
As an amazing step for students, the University Grants Commission has allowed students to pursue 2 degrees at the same time. Amity University is the first one to implement this, and now all Amity students can do 2 degrees together. To find out more, visit amity.edu/2degrees.
News in brief. East Godavari District SP Ishwara Rastogi, deployed in Konaseema, warned that as Section 144 is in force in Konaseema district, no rallies and meetings should be held without permission and strict action will be taken if the rules are violated. The Department of School Education and Literacy, Ministry of Education on Wednesday released the National Achievement Survey 2021 report, which assesses the health of the school education system in the country by conducting a comprehensive evaluation survey of children's learning competencies at classes 3, 5, 7th and 10th with a cycle period of 3 years. Prime Minister Modi on Wednesday said that the agencies working in the infra sector should ram their projects with the water bodies being developed under Amrit Sarovar, while
Chairing the 40th edition of Pragati, the ICT-based multi-modal platform of the proactive governance and timely implementation involving centre and state governments, the Prime Minister called it a win-win situation as a material dugout of the Amrit Sarovar can be utilised for civil works by the agencies.
An all-party meeting will be chaired by Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar next week to discuss the modalities for conducting a state-level census of castes. A missive to the effect has been sent to all political parties to send their representatives for the meeting scheduled for the 1st of June. Vinay Kumar Saxena to take oath as Lieutenant Governor of Delhi at ceremony at Raj Niwas, which is expected to be attended by hundreds of guests, including union ministers. Invitations for the ceremony have been sent to more than 500 dignitaries, including Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal and his cabinet colleagues, High Court judges, union ministers, MPs and MLAs. Union ministers from the BJP to visit more than 140 parliamentary constituencies across the country to interact with party workers and beneficiaries of various welfare schemes as part of party's plan outreach exercise to mark 8 years of the Narendra Modi-led central government.
इतने मोटे-मोटे पत्थर फेंके गए कल देर शाम।
Okay, going back to the hearing from Varanasi court where the Gyanvapi hearing was underway. Earlier, in fact, we haven't had many updates from the courtroom. We're waiting for more details to trickle in because very little details are available right now. But the last big update inside the courtroom, the Hindu side had claimed that there was a damage on the Shivling in the Wuzukhana in Gyanvapi. And the Hindu side has also, claimed that there was an attempt to change the structure of the Shivling. The Muslim side has maintained that it was a fountain and that's why there were structural changes. But apart from that, we are waiting for more details on the maintainability of the suit. The maintainability of the Gyanvapi suit. Anytime now we should be able to get some sort of an update. But let's play out also what the Hindu side lawyer Vishnu Shankar Jain said a few minutes back.
क्या हुआ, एक चक्री पाई गई वहाँ पर, क्या है उसकी पूरी मामला?
देखिए, जो शिवलिंग था वो मुस्लिम पक्ष के कब्जे में था और जो ये फव्वारा कह रहे हैं उसको एक्चुअली डैमेज किया है इन्होंने और फव्वारे में 63 सेंटीमीटर का जो छेद पाया गया है, जो एडवोकेट कमिश्नर साहब ने भी कहा है, वो छेद इन्हीं लोगों ने किया है। उसके ऊपर एक चक्री टाइप की चीज इन्होंने रखी थी, जो आप सीमेंट का 5 खांचा देख रहे हैं, वो इन्हीं लोगों का किया हुआ है और जो चक्री है वो इनके स्टोर रूम में है। कुछ दिन पहले की घटना है, वो उस चक्री को ले जा रहे थे जिसको सीआरपीएफ ने रोक लिया और वो अभी स्टोर रूम में उसकी वीडियोग्राफी फोटोग्राफी हुई है। एक बार जब मेंटेनेबिलिटी डिसाइड हो जाएगी तो ये बात भी हम कोर्ट के सामने रखेंगे। अब ये कब डैमेज किया गया ये मैं नहीं बता सकता, क्योंकि पिछले 30-40 सालों से ये सारी चीजें जब से ये कब्जे में है, ये इन्हीं के कब्जे में रहा है।
मतलब आपको ऐसा लगता है कि जिस चीज से डैमेज किया गया है वो चीज मिल गई है?
जिस चीज से डैमेज किया गया और जो चीज इसके ऊपर रखी थी, जिसको फव्वारा कहते हैं, चक्री कहते हैं, वो इन्हीं के पास रखी हुई है और नीचे कोई वाटर मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम नहीं है। चक्री पकड़ी नहीं गई, चक्री ऑलरेडी इनके स्टोर रूम में थी, उसको निकालने की कोशिश कर रहे थे, जो वापस सीआरपीएफ ने रोक दिया है और ये अंदर ही पड़ी हुई। ठीक है।
Going across to Piyush joining us live. Piyush, what's the latest from inside the courtroom? We are hearing that the court hearing is in the last stages for the day. Any more updates that you're picking up of what is being discussed, argued inside the court?
Well, Niranjan, the last we heard was that the Muslim side was requesting to court to reject the petition of Hindu side by saying that this entire Gyanvapi Shringar Gauri case comes under 1991 Worship Act and the case does not sustain, which means that case cannot be maintained. So the arguments are basically on the maintainability of this entire case, on which the Muslim side is requesting court to reject the petition of Hindu side. On the other side, since beginning we've heard Hindu side making it very clear that it does come under 1991 it does not come under. In fact, this is what the Hindu side is claiming. Let me try to show you pictures from right outside the gate number 2. Right now, as we are speaking, we can see few gatherings taking place at the entry gate of the district judge court here in Varanasi. Because what we are learning is that there could be some updates, and that is why the media persons have gathered there at the entry gate, and the lawyers, when the hearing comes to an end, the lawyers will also come out from this gate itself. So security has also been beefed up. Congregation can be clearly seen of the onlookers as well as of the media persons, because when the hearing comes to an end, the lawyers will come out and they will brief to media persons at this very gate from where we are also filing this report. Remember that the last what we heard is that the Muslim side was presenting arguments before the court, requesting court to reject the petition of Hindu side. But at the same time, Ranjana, very big development has taken place today, is that of the allegation which has been leveled by Vishnu Shankar Jain, who is representing the Hindu side, where he is claiming that the Shivling which has been found inside the Gyanvapi complex was damaged by the committee members. Though he is not able to tell the exact date, he is not able to tell us when did it actually happen, but he is saying that if court agrees to hear the case and it decides on maintainability clause, then they will put forth their arguments before the court, and they will tell to court about this very thing. And if this happens, then court could once again, a particular structure has been destroyed with, or there is some sort of tampering has taken place of the structure where the Shivling has been found. On the other side, the Muslim side has been claiming, and they are also telling to court that where the Shivling has been found, it is not Shivling. In fact, it is a fountain which is not operational. In fact, they are also saying that there is a water management system right beneath the fountain. This is what the Muslim side are now telling to court. So multiple arguments, multiple evidences, multiple points being put forth by both the sides. As we are speaking, the arguments are still on. Before I toss it back to you, let me try to once again show you pictures from right outside Jila Evam Satra Nyayalaya Varanasi, District Court Varanasi, where the arguments, heated arguments, in fact, this is what we are given to understand, are underway. We are still waiting for more updates from inside. We are not able to get regular updates, minute by minute update, Niranjan, because media is not allowed inside because of the security reason. Looking at the sensitivity of the matter, security has also been deployed. Varanasi police personnel have also been deployed in large numbers. As and when we get more updates, we'll share to our viewers. But the latest what we heard is that Muslim side is presenting its argument before the court, requesting courts to reject the petition of Hindu side and consider this Gyanvapi case under 1991 Worship Act.
Yeah, stay with me. I want to go across to Ananya also joining us on the broadcast, because we just played out what the Hindu side said. The lawyer Vishnu Shankar Jain, the petitioner, said that there was a damage to the structure of the Shivling. And can I take that question now to Ananya, who's joining us from Delhi. Now, we are hearing, Ananya, that the lawyer for the Hindu side, Vishnu Shankar Jain, has said he will inform the district judge about the alleged Shivling and the damage to it with the chakri, and that the Jain, the lawyer Jain will inform court once the Muslim side concludes its arguments. And we are hearing that the hearing continues, but the next date will be announced towards the end of the hearing. So it looks like it will go on, but are we expecting any outcome today?
Well, yeah, Niranjan, as we are seeing the arguments, the length of arguments that is taking place, because we can see how long the Muslim side is being arguing for, and as per my understanding of the law and also the court hearings, that the point that the Muslim side is raising is that the Order 7 Rule 11 should be allowed and the plaint should be dismissed. As of now, the suit should be dismissed. In fact, claiming that the 1991 Act bars from a redetermination of the religious character of a place, and hence the suit should be dismissed. And since the arguments are taking this long, there would be a rebuttal from the Hindu side, and as Mr. Jain has already pointed out, that he will be telling the court about the damage, the allegation that the Hindu side is taking, which it has told to the media. It would be informed to the court itself that the Shivling has been damaged through a chakri. It would be brought to court's notice. But what is very important at this aspect is whether the Rule 711 application would be taking forward, would be allowed or not. But if this is disallowed, then the Hindu suit sustains the whole Advocate Commissioner's report would then be derived upon. It would be read out, it would be analyzed by the court, by all the sides, the objections would be filed, and as soon as the hearing comes to an end today, we'll get to know whether the arguments would continue on a next date also, or whether the court would be reserving its order on the Order 7 Rule 11 application. But because remember that the Order 7 Rule 11 application is a very, very technical aspect of the Civil Procedure Code, then it might take a little while, and there might be a possibility that
we'll take a short break and come back. We'll take a break and come back. Ananya and Piyush. We'll take a break and come back. Yeah, we'll take a break and come back, and we're going straight to the hearing that's underway in the Varanasi court. Stay tuned to the coverage. When we come back, there's more trouble for DK Shivkumar. He faces a charge sheet that has now been filed. ED raids on a Maharashtra minister, senior Sena leader Anil Parab, believed to be a close aide of the Maharashtra Chief Minister.
Reading allows us to become familiar with ourselves.
We don't read, we won't know what is knowledge. I just find it very interesting to know people's lives, how they went through certain situations, how they dealt with things.
So wherever you want to go in life, if you read books along those lines, then that would really help you in growing.
Reading could mean a million different things to every individual. What does it mean to you? Visit readindia.info to find out more.
16 मई को मैंने कांग्रेस पार्टी से त्याग पत्र दे दिया है।
Barricades come in, we are just going to move few more steps. Delhi police officials coming here, more and more officials arriving on the spot. This is not only about a blast happening in the national capital. नरेंद्र मोदी खुद पहुंचे, भारत के प्रधानमंत्री स्टेज पे डोनाल्ड ट्रंप को नीचे लाने के लिए। जो बोनहोमी है ये दोनों के बीच में दिख रही है। हम इस समय अंदर गलियों की तरफ अब हम जा रहे हैं। सीआईएसएफ की कंपनी के साथ दिल्ली पुलिस के वरिष्ठ अधिकारी यहाँ पर लोगों को समझा रहे हैं। Just showing you the cavalcade of the UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath on the tarmac of the Amosi Airport live. आप देख रहे हैं Rapid Action Force has taken a complete command of the situation. More forces are being moved in. Delhi police officials are present here. We are live.
The top headlines at this hour right now. Varanasi district hearing on the maintainability of Gyanvapi play underway. Hindu side makes massive claim, alleges Shivling was damaged. Muslim side refutes Shivling allegation, maintains fountain, not Shivling claim. Mandir Masjid row gets bigger. BJP now issues open dare to OAC. Trouble mounts for DK Shivakumar. ED files fresh case against Congress leader in money laundering case. ED raids linked to Maharashtra. Minister Anil Parab, massive raids on across 7 locations.
The cases against me are bogus, more bogus and most bogus. That will expose the kind of hollowness of this bogus investigation.
CBI grills Karti Chidambaram for 6 hours. Karti plays victim, says did not facilitate visas for Chinese nationals. Justice for Amreen clamor grows after popular TV artist Amreen Bhatt and her nephew shot by terrorists. Mega controversy over Rahul Gandhi's UK visit as key document surfaces. Did Rahul need MEA clearance to travel abroad? Well, some big news coming in right now, viewers. The Directorate of Revenue Intelligence has seized 56 kgs, I repeat, 56 kgs of cocaine from a container near the Mundra port in Gujarat's Kutch district. The value of the seized contraband has not been revealed so far. Now, based on some inputs we have got, a team of DRI officials have searched the container which arrived at the port sometime back from a foreign country and has since been then kept at the container freight station nearby. I'm joined by Priyanka, who's joining me for more in this big drug bust which is coming in from Gujarat. Priyanka.
Well, that's right, Shivangi. We are getting the details of the investigation as well that is being carried out by the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence that has seized about 56 kgs of cocaine from near the Mundra port as well. Now, this becomes, of course, extremely important because remember, just a few months back as well, we have seen multiple such busts that had been carried out by the DRI of several containers of heroin that had been seized as well. Now, apart from that, the DRI had also been looking into the entire nexus of the drug cartels and the people, in fact, who have been involved in pushing the narco-terror nexus in Indian soil as well. And we have seen over the past few months how there have been several busts that have been made by the DRI with respect to the Gujarat ports as well, including Mundra and, of course, Dwarka, Porbandar and other ports as well. Now, the DRI has gotten even more active over the past few weeks because they have stated that since there has been the fall of the rise of the Taliban in Afghanistan as well, since then we have seen that there is a large number of busts that have been made and large number of smuggling cartels that have been activated in Gujarat as well to smuggle the heroin, cocaine and other drugs as well into the Indian soil via the Gujarat port.
All right, Priyanka, thank you for getting us all those details. A huge cache of drugs seized there. All right, moving on to the other story we have been tracking very closely on Republic TV. A 35-year-old woman was killed and a 10-year-old nephew injured after they were fired upon by terrorists in the Chandura area of central Kashmir's Burgam district on Wednesday. The nephew has been injured in the attack, and India now demands justice for Amreen. Now, this is the big story we have been tracking. One more case of targeted killing coming from Jammu and Kashmir. It's a shocking story. She was a popular TV artist, Amreen Butt, and her nephew was shot at their residence. Let's have a look at all the reactions coming on in this story.
सर रोल सर
आपका नाम?
जुबैर अहमद।
जुबैर साहब बताइए क्या हुआ कल?
मैं एक्चुअली नमाज़ पढ़ने के लिए गया था तो दो बंदे आए थे। मेरी बीवी यहाँ पर गाय को दूध लेने गई थी, वो इस साइड में थे। तो अंदर से वो थी मेरी सिस्टर और मेरा बेटा है छोटा। तो दो बंदे आ रहे हैं, वो कह रहा है कि दो बंदे आए। उन्होंने बुलाया उसको, कहा कि हमारे आज बड़गाम में शूटिंग है, इधर देखो। वो तो गेट पे निकले उस दरवाजे पे, तो उन्होंने फायर खोला, वहाँ से फायर दो तीन मारा उनको, इतना ही पता है। फिर मैंने नमाज़ ख़त्म किया, तब तक वो भाग चुके।
तो ये क्यों निकले उनके साथ जब उन्होंने बोला अनजान लड़के थे?
नहीं, ये तो दूरदर्शन में काम करते थे, आते हैं जाते हैं दूरदर्शन के साथ। उन्होंने कहा शूटिंग है, इतना ही कहा उन्होंने, उन लड़कों ने। फिर से उन्होंने गोली मारी।
तो आपको लगता है ये गलत हुआ है, धोखा हुआ
है ना? गलत है। क्या बिगाड़ा था इसमें? क्या बिगाड़ा? किसी के साथ इससे पहले कोई जाति नहीं थी, किसी के साथ दुश्मनी नहीं थी, क्या बिगाड़ा था? आप अपने दूरदर्शन वालों से पूछो, आप भी जानते होंगे उन्होंने इसको कौन सा बना किया।
आपका नाम?
अजहर मोहम्मद।
बताइए क्या हुआ कल रात?
कल रात 8:45 बजे दो बंदे आए। अमरीना, मेरा छोटा भाई बोला, उसको बोला अमरीना कहाँ है? उसने बोला वो अंदर है, कमरे में। उसने बोला उसको आवाज़ मारो, यहाँ निकालो बाहर। अमरीना आया बाहर उधर। उसने बोला 2-3 दिन हमारे सारा शूटिंग वो शूटिंग बंद है वो बड़गाम के साइड में। उसने बोला हम आज नहीं आऊँगा, मैं 5 दिन रेस्ट करूँगा। बस उसने पिस्तौल निकाला तो मारा गोली यहाँ बच्चे को आया यहाँ। उसने उठाया, हमने उठाया, ये तो नया छुआड़े रेफर किया, फिर लाया गया।
तो कुछ बताया उन्होंने इसकी गलती क्या थी यहाँ पे?
ना कुछ नहीं, ना कोई बात नहीं, क्या गलती है कि काम करता है या ना करना, ना कोई यही बोला शूटिंग पर आना 2-3 दिन, बोला नहीं।
तो इससे पहले कभी बोला गया इसको कि आप कुछ? ना,
इसको 10-15 साल हो गया उधर, मगर कोई नहीं ना आया, कोई नहीं।
तो आपको लगता है कि ये गलत हुआ? बहुत
फिर क्या गलत हो गया तो फिर क्या हो? ये मेरा बेटा भी यही है, ये मेरे बेटा नहीं, बेटा यही है, मेरा कमाने वाला यही।
And I would like to go to Gursimran. Republic TV's Gursimran is joining me live right now, and I believe that he is with some theatre artist who will be, in fact, talking to us. Gursimran, go ahead.
Yes, we are joined by some of the theatre artists. Yesterday we saw a brutal act by the terrorists in Kashmir Valley where a theatre artist was gunned down by those terrorists. I have Sapna Soni ji with me. Sapna ji, किस तरह देखती हैं, आपके एक कलीग थे, थिएटर करते थे, यही उनका गुनाह लगता है और आतंकियों ने उन्हें मार दिया?
मुझे लगता है कि आम आदमी में और कलाकार में मतलब क्यों जाने रही है निर्दोषों की, यही समझ में नहीं आ रहा। कलाकार तो जग में सबको हंसाने की कोशिश करता है, उसकी किसी के साथ कोई भी दुश्मनी नहीं होती। तो इस तरह से जो हो रहा है उसे सरकार को बड़ी कड़ी नज़र से देखना चाहिए। ये बड़ा ही संजीदा है कि श्रीनगर में, कश्मीर में या कहीं भी किसी भी एरिया में ये चीज़ होती है, स्पेशली एक कलाकार के साथ जो कि बहुत मासूम होते हैं, दूसरों को हंसाते हैं। इतना बड़ा घिनौना ये जो चीज़ हुई है, इस पर सख्त कदम उठाना चाहिए सरकार को।
हमारे साथ आदित्य जी भी हैं। आदित्य जी, किस तरह देखते हैं, आप एक कलाकार हैं, लोगों को कहीं ना कहीं अवेयरनेस का काम आप लोग करते हैं, लेकिन कलाकारों पे इस तरह का अटैक?
सर देखिए, कलाकार तो हमेशा आईना दिखाने के लिए आगे आता है, हमेशा कोई भी सोशल इशू हो कलाकार सबसे आगे, और कलाकार को ही अब टारगेट किया जा रहा है। तो ये सबसे मैं समझता हूँ अफसोसजनक बात है कि मैं तो सरकार से बस यही कहूँगा कि ना सिर्फ कलाकारों को, सिर्फ हर एक इंडिविजुअल को एक प्रोटेक्शन दी जाए ताकि वो घर से निकले अपने आप को सेफ महसूस समझे। बस मैं यही कहना चाहता हूँ।
जो साहब, आप देख रहे हैं, क्योंकि आप एक सीजन्ड थिएटर आर्टिस्ट हैं, आपने वो समय भी देखा जब कश्मीर में सिनेमा होता था और वो समय भी देखा जब कुछ शक्तियों ने वो सिनेमा बंद करवाया। अब थिएटर आर्टिस्ट पर कहीं ना कहीं हमले हो रहे हैं।
सर, मैं आपको एक चीज़ कहूँगा कि जैसे आपने कहा कि आपने कश्मीर देखा है, मैं अपने यूथ में एक किताब आती थी सत्य कथाएँ, और हम 5वीं मंजिल पे जाते थे वो पढ़ने, क्योंकि उसमें खून खराबा होता था। वी हैव नेवर सीन विद आवर नेकेड आइज़ खून खराबा, कम से कम 30-35 साल मैंने नहीं देखा है, और हम डैडी से छुप छुप के वो किताब पढ़ते थे। लेकिन इन पिछले 30 सालों में जो बीत रही है, जो गुज़र रही है, और जैसे ये कल का वाक़ई हुआ और होते रहते हैं ये वाक़ई, मैं चाहता हूँ कि ये ऐसी चीज़ कभी भी कहीं भी नहीं होनी चाहिए।
हमारे साथ विक्रम जी भी मौजूद हैं। विक्रम जी, आप किस तरह देखते हैं ये जो लगातार किलिंग्स हो रही हैं और आर्टिस्ट जो कि आईना दिखाने का काम करते हैं?
देखिए, आर्टिस्ट जो होता है, मैं सबसे पहले ये समझता हूँ कि आर्टिस्ट, आपने शेक्सपियर की भी बात सुनी होगी कि वर्ल्ड एक थिएटर है और इंसान आर्टिस्ट है, मतलब ही इज़ एन एक्टर। तो अब ये जो बातें चल रही हैं यहाँ पे, जिस तरह से सिलेक्टिव किलिंग जो है लगातार चलती जा रही हैं, और अभी रिसेंटली जैसे थिएटर आर्टिस्ट जो है जिसको कल माउ डाउन कर दिया टेररिस्ट ने, उसने क्या बिगाड़ा था? I mean, ये सिलेक्टिव किलिंग जो है, ये गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को बड़े ध्यान से, संजीदा तरीके से लेना।
हमारे साथ बिंदिया भी मौजूद हैं, जो अमरीन के साथ शायद एक टूर पे भी गई थी। बिंदिया, उनके साथ आपकी क्या यादें हैं, क्योंकि आपने तो जब आर्टिस्ट काम करते हैं तो बड़ा क्लोजली काम करते हैं?
हाँ, वो तो है ही है, क्योंकि जैसे कि आपको पता है कि मैं उनके साथ टूर पे गई थी कोलकाता, और हम वहाँ पे 1 महीना साथ रहे थे। हमारी काफ़ी अच्छी बॉन्डिंग भी थी और बहुत अच्छा लगता था उनसे बात करके, क्योंकि काफ़ी सारे ग्रुप में एक वही थी जो सबसे एक्टिव थी। और बड़ा दुख लगा ये सुन के कि अगर एक आर्टिस्ट एक्सप्लोर करता है अपने आप को और उसको इस तरह से मारा जाता है, ये बहुत शर्मनाक है।
तो किस तरह देखते हैं वो, उनको जो है कल आतंकियों की तरफ से मार दिया गया?
मैं एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सकती, एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर सकती कि कितना दुख लगा है हमें, क्योंकि जिसको हम जानते हैं उसकी इस टाइप की हत्या जैसे हम सुनते हैं तो बहुत बुरा लगता है इस बात में।
So this was Bindya, who spent almost a month with Amreen Bhatt during one of the theatre seasons, and she's saying that this is condemnable, and this is coming from those people who are theatre artists who have given their life for theatre, and they are condemning that drastic coward attack by the Pakistani terrorist. Yes.
All right, we have some more reactions that Gursimran has filed from before. Let's have a look at that. And the Valley right now, like Gursimran said, is demanding justice, and artists as well coming up and saying that this is something which should not happen. This is targeted killing and we need safety there in the Valley. Let's have a look at the reports that have been filed earlier.
नमाज अदा की तो फिर मैंने गोली की आवाज़ सुनी है। उसके बाद मैं घर आया, मैंने देखा तो अमरीन की लाश पड़ी हुई था। मैंने बीवी से बोला ये क्या बात है, बीवी तो उधर गई 2-4 कदम वहाँ पर गाय दूध देने के लिए गई थी, तो कहा कि उन्होंने मेरे पास 10 साल का बेटा है, उसको कहा कि मासी कहाँ है। फिर उन्होंने मासी को बुलाया, उन 2 बंदों ने कहा कि हमारे साथ शूटिंग पे चलो, बस इतनी सी बात की। फिर उन्होंने उस पर गोलियाँ बरसाई, 2 गोलियाँ लगी उसको, फिर मेरे बेटे को एक इस बाजू पे लिखी। फिर मैंने उठाया उसको, ले जाया चौड़रा, उन्होंने रेफ़र किया SMS हॉस्पिटल, उन्होंने डेड करार दिया। वो
कैसे देखते हैं इस तरह के वाक़यात जो हो रहे हैं, खासकर 2 दिन में लगातार बच्चों को भी टारगेट किया जा रहा है?
मैं कुछ नहीं कह रहा, मैं सिर्फ इतना कह रहा हूँ इसको 18 साल 17 साल हो गए। इससे पहले कभी नहीं, न धमकी आई है, न कोई शिकायत आई है। मैं कह रहा हूँ ये सरासर जुल्म है, इस खाना पे बहुत बड़ा जुल्म है, सरासर जुल्म है हमारे पास।
ये सरासर जुल्म है। और क्या कहते हैं ऐसे लोगों को जो इस तरह के वाक़यात अंजाम देते हैं?
ये इंसानियत के बाहर है, ये इंसानियत के बाहर। ये मासूम बच्ची थी, मेरे बेटों को भी पालते, इसका बाप अस्थमा पेशेंट है, मैं भी मजदूरी कर रहा था, मगर ये इंसानियत के बाहर है। इससे पहले 18 साल हो गए उनको, इससे पहले कोई शिकायत नहीं आई। क्या गलती किया, क्या गुनाह किया था इस मासूम बच्ची ने, और मैं कुछ नहीं कहना चाहता।
So we continue to be live and breaking. Much more coming up on the other side. Mega controversy over Rahul Gandhi's UK visit as key document surfaces. Did Rahul need MEA clearance to travel abroad? And Mandir Masjid, the row gets bigger. BJP now issues open dare to AC. Stay tuned.
As an amazing step for students, the University Grants Commission has allowed students to pursue 2 degrees at the same time. Amity University is the first one to implement this, and now all Amity students can do 2 degrees together. To find out more, visit amity.edu/2 degrees.
He heard the question this time very clearly. No answers from him. Our keys continue to be with his men. We faced intimidation here. What we have to see is what action will really be taken here in this case. We've been trying to get in touch with you and ask you several questions on the land deals that you had along with Priyanka Vadra and Robert Vadra. Why are you trying to avoid the camera, sir? Hanging of the rapist has been confirmed. Court has said all the evidence had already been seen at the trial court, at the high court and the top court of the country. They're not going to go into it again. Once again trying to get in a word with Mr. Vijay Mallya. Persistently been asking you only one question. Mallya, why did you escape in 2015? Do you not think the decorum of the court and the dignity needed to be maintained with the kind of language you use? Republic TV gets you the first words from Khabar Qureshi.
Indian Navy-guided missile anti-submarine stealth frigate successfully engaging a low-flying...
He had a smile on his face. He's trying to intimidate us, but fearless journalism of Republic continues.
The only thing we ask right now is, what is this investigation going to come to? What is it going to unearth? Here at the ICJ, India has taken the initiative to represent and defend the rights of its own Kulbhushan Jadhav.
The Indian government has satisfied the court. They say they have a watertight case against you, sir. We're going to continue tracking each and every moment, detailed coverage, exclusives, everything here at Hague for Republic.
big news coming in right now. A day after a Delhi court awarded life imprisonment to Yasin Malik in a terror funding case, the Tihar prison authorities have said that the separatist leader has now been kept in a separate cell under heavy security. For security reasons, Malik may not be assigned any work in jail. He has been kept in a separate cell in jail number 7 under heavy security. His security will be regularly monitored and reviewed from time to time. I'm getting Ananya on this big story. Ananya, it looks like he has been kept separately, and also we have been told that he will not be getting any kind of work there.
Well, yes, exactly, because Yasin Malik is one of the terrorists who are under very, very high security. The Tihar believes that he should be kept in a separate cell, and in fact he is lodged in the jail number 7 of the Tihar jail, completely separate and secluded from other prisoners, because remember that he is one of the, whenever he is brought to court also, it's a very heavy security deployment that takes place and now after he has been sentenced to life imprisonment, he has to spend his life inside the jail. Now the Tihar authorities have said that he would not be assigned, though he was given out a rigorous imprisonment. Also in some charges, he would not be allowed to work inside the Tihar jail due to security reasons, and hence the Tihar has in fact taken a decision to keep him in jail number 7. Remember that yesterday the Delhi's Patiala House Court, the special NIA judge Praveen Singh had pronounced a life sentence against Yasin Malik, clearly noting that he may have dropped guns in 1994, but then he had never regretted for the violence that he has committed. In fact, it is also noted that the crime for which Mr. Yasin Malik has been convicted are very, very serious in nature, and in fact, it makes it more serious because it was being done by the help of foreign countries, which is Pakistan, and by the help of foreign terrorists. In fact, his plans were completely to secede the Jammu and Kashmir from India, and in fact, very, very serious allegations. In fact, the court also noted yesterday that all of these secessionist activities were being carried out in the smoke screen of in fact a peaceful political protest. So a big decision coming in from the Tihar authorities in this regard. Studios.
Okay, Ananya, thank you for getting us all those details. Yasin Malik is locked up for life. He will also get us be in solitude, because he is getting a separate cell there and no work assigned as well. Ananya getting us all those details. Much more coming up on the other side of this very short break.
इतने मोटे मोटे पत्थर फेंके गए। कल देर शाम किस तरह से हिंसा हुई है दिल्ली में, काला दिवस की कॉल को कश्मीर के लोग इसे सिरे से खारिज करते हैं, रिजेक्ट करते हैं। दिल्ली को न जलने देंगे और न ही सुलगने देंगे। एक एक तस्वीर दिल्ली से। किसान नेताओं किसान आंदोलन को यहाँ पर खत्म करेंगे, ये बड़ा सवाल है। The ongoing debate on the Shivling found in Gyanvapi, the Supreme Court has stayed all matters in the lower court here in Varanasi.
What is very, very important is that the court has noted that Yasin Malik engaged in violent terrorist activities. It was also said by the court that the government of India gave him a chance to do a reform, but then he in fact betrayed the government and still continued with the violent activities.
The Prime Minister speaks at the Bloomberg Business Forum. He of course will try to highlight India's 5 trillion economy dream and essential supplies and adequate supplies, and that is the biggest that we have from the APMCR. Raj Thackeray is not backing down, and supporters of Raj Thackeray
All right, Harish Rawat is there on your screens. Harish Rawat is staging a sit-in dharna at Haldwani Highway over the bad condition of the highways. Visuals there of Harish Rawat sitting on the street there, staging a dharna. Visuals coming in from Haldwani. Let's have a look at the reactions coming in before we again show you those visuals.
अपने सहयोगी हरी दुर्गापाल जी के साथ इस सड़क को नेशनल हाईवे अथॉरिटी ठीक करे, व्यवस्थित करे और इस जिसको हम बरेली रोड कहते हैं, इस देश के लोगों को जिस तरीके से यहाँ के गड्ढों का सामना करना पड़ रहा है, उसका सामना न करना पड़े, इसके लिए मैं बैठा था, धरना दिया था, हमने इस प्रश्न को उठाया था। उस दिन काम चला, फिर काम ठप और अभी भी काम बहुत मंथर गति से चल रहा है। यदि 15 जुलाई सड़क व्यवस्थित नहीं हुई तो मैं एक पूरा दिन लग यहाँ इस चिलचिलाती धूप में ही जो है धरने पर बैठूँगा। नेशनल हाईवे है, बंद होगी, यदि सरकार हमको भी जेल में बंद करना चाहेगी, हम जेल में बंद होंगे, लेकिन इस प्रश्न को उठाएंगे।
इसलिए हम ये कहना चाहेंगे कि आप नज़र बदलिए, नज़ारा बहुत बदला हुआ है, चश्मा उतारो फिर देखो यारों, दुनिया नई है चेहरा पुराना। दूसरी लाइन नहीं कहना चाहूँगा क्योंकि उसमें एक ऐसा शब्द है जिसके आप लोग बहुत सारे मीनिंग अपने अपने हिसाब से निकाल सकते हैं।
Breaking news now coming in. The NIA wanted death penalty, but Yasin Malik has been sentenced to life. Story broken on Republic TV. When it's legal or anything courts related, it's first on Republic. Yasin Malik will spend the rest of his life in jail. Found guilty of 7 UAPA charges. The charges will run concurrently.
Big raids that are being carried out by the Central Bureau of Investigation. RJD levels allegations of revenge politics. This mass graveyard in Bucha bears testimony to the brutal acts of the Russian troops. Republic TV did a week-long investigation into the operations of the Khalistani movement here in Britain. Blatant violations that were carried out just a day before the fire. Did they really not feel the importance to inform the BMC? Republic Media Network's SIT decided to expose the dirty nexus between politics and a murky Ponzi scheme.
Well, we continue to be live and breaking. Now, finally, after a wait of 30 years, India has got its first female combat pilot. Captain Abhilasha has become the first woman combat aviator in the Indian Army. Here's more on that.
Captain Abhilasha Barak has scripted history and become country's first woman officer to join Army Aviation Corps as combat aviator after successful completion of the 6-month-long extensive combat Army Aviation course. Ahead of her extensive training, she was awarded the coveted wings along with 36 Army pilots by Director General and Colonel Commandant Army Aviation Lieutenant General A.K. Suri during the valedictory ceremony at Combat Army Aviation Training School, Nasik. Captain Barak hails from Haryana and was commissioned into the Army Air Defence Corps in September 2018. It's been 30 years of wait after India began inducting women as officers in the armed forces. Until now, women officers were assigned only ground duties in army aviation. Captain Abhilasha Barak's achievement will be inscripted in the history as one of the turning points for women in the Indian military. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Much more coming up on the other side. Mega controversy over Rahul Gandhi's UK visit as key documents surfaced. Did Rahul need MEA clearance to travel abroad? That's coming up.
Reading allows us to become familiar with ourselves.
We don't read, we won't know what is knowledge. I just find it very interesting to know people's lives, how they went through certain situations, how they dealt with things.
So wherever you want to go in life, if you read books along those lines, then that would really help you in growing.
Reading could mean a million different things to every individual. What does it mean to you? Visit readindia.info to find out more.
An Indian Navy guided missile anti-submarine stealth frigate successfully engaging a low-flying target with its surface-to-air missile system, reaffirming the mantra of a crew hit first, hit hard. That's the word coming in. That's a statement by the Indian Navy. As you can see on the screens as well, the Indian Navy's guided missile anti-submarine successfully engaging a low-flying target with its surface-to-air missile system, reaffirming the mantra of a crew hit first, hit hard. So Indian defense might on display there. Successful missile anti-submarine that is engaging a low-flying target with its surface-to-air missile system. And that's the Indian Navy's guided missile.
The top headlines at this hour. Varanasi district hearing on the maintainability of Gyanvapi plea is now underway. Hindu side makes massive claim, alleges Shivling was damaged. Muslim side refutes Shivling allegation, maintains fountain, not Shivling claim. Mandir Masjid row gets bigger. BJP now issues open dare to OAC. Trouble mounts for DK Shiv Kumar. ED files fresh case against Congress leader in money laundering case. ED raids linked to Maharashtra Minister Anil Parab. Massive raids on across 7 locations. CBI grills Karthi Chidambaram for 6 hours. Karthi plays victim says did not facilitate visas for Chinese nationals.
My cases against me are bogus, more bogus and most bogus. That will expose the kind of hollowness of this bogus investigation.
Justice for Amreen. Clamour grows after popular TV artist Amreen Bhatt and her nephew shot by terrorists. Mega controversy over Rahul Gandhi's UK visit as key document surfaces. Did Rahul need MEA clearance to travel abroad? That's the big question. All right, now coming to Rahul Gandhi's defense amid row over his UK visit, the Congress leader Randeep Surjewala has now said that Rahul did not. He is saying that Rahul did not need any clearance. Union Minister Meenakshi Lekhi has also hit back. at Rahul Gandhi. Now listen in to the reactions coming in.
Thus, Union Minister Meenakshi Lekhi, ma'am, Rahul Gandhi once again landed into new controversy. He has not sought any permission when he was on UK trip, a political UK trip.
See, this is, I think, country needs to know the kind of person he is. He used to be an SPG protectee, and he used to leave SPG behind to enter into meeting all kinds of people. And right now also not seeking political clearance and yet going away is unheard of, unthinkable for any political leader of the country. Nobody behaves like that. I mean, I don't know what to say, and he dreamt or dreams of leading the country. I think the country needs to see the kind of person is getting projected.
And even simultaneously, Manoj Jha, who is also Lok Sabha MP, and he sought all kind of permission while going to the similar political trip.
That's what I'm saying. Not every MP. I mean, every MP has to seek political permission. Every MP has to inform the government, and then you can go. But there are people who do not adhere to the norm and adhere to the methodology. Do they deserve the post they are holding?
Last question is this is this flouting of law is inviting any kind of action against Rahul Gandhi?
It does. I mean, that. I think CPV division and other people will look into it, or the other ministries. But so far as I'm concerned, as a public representative, it doesn't behove anyone to violate the law. And if you're going on a legitimate purpose, you declare that legitimate purpose, take the permission and go. What's the big deal?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So in fact, you can see that MOS Meenakshi Lekhi has clear-cut said that this is the violation of the law, that Rahul Gandhi is visiting without any kind of permission during his political trip.
More like Europe than you think.
Reactions coming in on this big story right now. Remember that this is a fresh controversy which has come in the backdrop of a revelation that the former Congress chief had skipped due procedure, did not seek political clearance for his visit to the UK, where we saw a picture of him meeting a controversial party leader, an MP, Jeremy Corbyn, who is associated with, in fact, terrorist activities in the valley, and also is an anti-Semitic. So when those pictures come out, this controversy is also now, a new controversy has come, and we are getting some reactions also coming in on the story. Meenakshi Lekhi right there saying that this is a clear violation of law. I would just like to go across to that reaction which just came in of Meenakshi Lekhi. Let's listen it.
See, this is, I think, country needs to know the kind of person he is. He used to be an SPG protectee, and he used to leave SPG behind to enter into meeting all kinds of people. And right now also not seeking political clearance and yet going away is unheard of, unthinkable for any political leader of the country. Nobody behaves like that. I mean, I don't know what to say, and he dreamt or dreams of leading the country. I think the country needs to see the kind of person is getting projected.
And even simultaneously, Manoj Jha, who is also Lok Sabha MP, and he sought all kind of permission while going to the similar political trip.
That's what I'm saying. Not every MP. I mean, every MP has to seek political permission. Every MP has to inform the government, and then you can go. But there are people who do not adhere to the norm and adhere to the methodology. Do they deserve the post they are holding?
Last question is this is this flouting of law is inviting any kind of action against Rahul Gandhi?
It does. I mean, that. I think CPV division and other people will look into it, or the other ministries. But so far as I'm concerned, as a public representative, it doesn't behove anyone to violate the law. And if you're going on a legitimate purpose, you declare that legitimate purpose, take the permission and go. What's the big deal?
Rashid Alvi joins me on the phone line. Mr. Alvi, do you think, it's a straight question to you, do you think it was a violation of law, like Meenakshi Lekhi just said?
My first reaction is, if he has violated any law, then a law should take its own course. He should be arrested the moment he comes back. She is MEO, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, but she doesn't know if any government or officially someone is invited, only then permission is required. If anybody visits him privately, or going to attend some family function, or going to attend some private function, then no permission is required for any member of parliament. And I want to ask very humbly, just let us know that how many MPs have got permission whenever they go outside the country. And if he has violated any law, any norms, then she is minister.
All right, a big news coming in right now, viewers. Let's go to West Bengal right now. Now, there's a lot of controversy coming from West Bengal. Major controversy erupts in Bengal. We can tell you that after a cabinet meeting, a decision which says that the state cabinet has now decided that the governor now will be replaced by the CM as a chancellor of all state university. That means that the CM will now be the chancellor of all state universities. Big controversy, major controversy erupting in Bengal. Mamta to be chancellor of all universities as per this news coming in. Now remember, this is a massive Bengal CM versus governor face-off happening there. I want to go to Mayuk, who's getting us the latest on this big news coming in. Mayuk.
Well, the chief minister and the governor's row has escalated further, and this time the governor of West Bengal, who is usually the the chancellor of any state universities, will be replaced by Mamta Banerjee, and Mamta Banerjee's cabinet has approved this. Mamta Banerjee's cabinet has taken a resolution where the chief minister and not governor. In usual state, governor is the chancellor of any state universities across India, and we have seen in central universities, the Prime Minister is the Chancellor. But in this case, Mamta Banerjee government has taken this decision that Chief Minister and not Governor, any Governor, whether it's Jagdeep Dhankar or the future Governor of Bengal, will be the Chancellor of state universities. So another big resolution by Mamta Banerjee's government to replace governor as the chancellor of all universities, and she's going to bring an ordinance, and in that ordinance this will be passed and not a bill. So it's not going to go to the governor's office. So that is also confirmed from sources. What we are learning in from our sources is that right now the governor of West Bengal, Jagdeep Dhankar, who is literally criticizing most of the moves by state government, whether it's in the education department, whether it's in the health sector. This has been one of the unprecedented decisions taken by Mamta Banerjee's. This decision that has been taken by Mamta Banerjee is an unprecedented decision, given the fact that governor of any state is the chancellor of state universities also. So right now, what we are getting in from our sources is that Mamta Banerjee will be the chancellor of whether it's Calcutta University, whether it's Jadavpur University, or whether it's any of the state universities in Bengal. So if this resolution doesn't come in the legalities, if this resolution is not challenged in court, if this resolution or this ordinance is not scrapped, whether it's by governor or the constitutional bodies of Bengal, then the next chancellor of any state university is going to be Mamta Banerjee or any chief minister of Bengal, and not
governor of a state. So it's unprecedented, and also we have to look, we have to take reactions from constitutional experts also, that whether this can be done, because earlier also we have seen that when Mamata Banerjee's government, the education minister of Bengal, he tried to take this decision further. We have seen lots of criticism coming in and lots of constitutional experts saying that this cannot be done. But this time, when Mamata Banerjee government has almost taken this resolution, it's almost clear that Mamata Banerjee's government is going to make the Chief Minister of Bengal right now, Mamata Banerjee, as the Chancellor of any state universities. And just going to give you the background, in most of the educational sectors, whether it's the College Service Commission, whether it's the university agitations, we have seen sporadic violence incidents, we have seen resolutions, we have seen agitations regarding offline examinations. So whether Mamata Banerjee government want to bypass governor's decision, governor's criticism, governor's plans, this is a very major stake. And on the other hand, we have to find out what are the details of this ordinance, because right now what we are getting in from our sources is that Mamata Banerjee government is not going to pass a bill. Mamata Banerjee government is not going to send the bill to the governor's office, Raj Bhavan.
All right, Mayuk, hold on. We're getting some reactions coming in. Hold on, I'm joined by Shishir Bajoria of the BJP is joining me. What is your first reaction, Mr. Bajoria, on this big development which is coming from West Bengal?
Well, West Bengal government and the Honorable Chief Minister has to keep in mind that West Bengal is one of the states of the Republic of India, which is governed by the Indian Constitution. Anyone's whims and fancies does not work. She may not like a particular individual who points out certain faults and basically the Tanashahi that they try to do in West Bengal. But at the end of the day, they have to fall in line with the Constitution. They have tried to do similar things in municipal elections, in universities. The Chancellor of the university is the Honorable Governor of the state. And they cannot short-circuit that. She might try to do a drama for a day or two, but at the end of the day, we've seen in Howrah and Bali Municipality Corporation, they tried to split it and not wait for governor's assent. They could not do anything. Who suffered? The people of Bali and Howrah suffered.
All right, Mr. Bajoria, I'm also joined by Rahul Sinha, BJP MP. Mr. Sinha, this is a big development coming on. Governor versus Mamata face-off happening there. What is your first reaction to this story as of now? This big story we are tracking on Republic TV. All right, I would like to go to Mayuk. Mayuk, I would like to bring you in here. This is a big news coming in. But Mayuk, we know that this has been going on for a while. The governor has had several run-ins with the state government under CM Mamata Banerjee on a number of issues. So technically, this is not coming as a surprise. All right, we are having some trouble getting to Mayuk. He'll be coming back with us. But viewers, this is big news coming in from West Bengal. A major controversy has now erupted in West Bengal after a cabinet meeting. A cabinet meeting took place where there's a resolution which has been proposed which says that the governor will be replaced by the CM as the chancellor of all state universities. Now, also the governor has spoken to Republic TV and given the reaction saying that he has no idea that this has happened. He has not been intimated. He's saying this is unconstitutional. But this is a big face-off between Mamata Banerjee and the governor coming in from West Bengal. This is a story we have been tracking very closely. And this means that Mamata Banerjee will be the chancellor of all state universities and not the governor and not Jagdeep Dhankar. That is what it really means. This is a big story we have been tracking. I'll be joined by Mayuk very soon from the Republic Bangla newsroom on this story. All right, just some more news coming in. Now, this is the Gyanvapi hearing has now been concluded, viewers. the Gyanvapi hearing has concluded, and our next hearing will be on May 30th, 2022. This is coming after a dramatic day there at the Varanasi court. Remember that
उसको बंद किया गया है, जिसको कहते हैं खर्रे ईंटे से, तो उसको उसमें जाने के लिए, प्रवेश करने के लिए अंदर क्या है अभी उसका पूरा तहखाने का अवलोकन हो जाए।
ऐसा क्या कुछ रहा?
भाई देखिए, माहौल गर्म रहेगा, सेंसिटिव मुद्दा है, इसमें जो है गलत कई तथ्यों को बार बार वो रखते जा रहे थे, जिसकी वजह से जो है माहौल तो गर्म तो होना ही है, लेकिन ये कोर्ट की प्रक्रिया है। कोर्ट में पक्ष विपक्ष दोनों अपने अपने दावे रखते हैं, अपने अपने स्तर पर बहस करते हैं, इसलिए ये एक सामान्य प्रक्रिया है।
विष्णु जैन जी ने जो शिवलिंग को लेकर इंटरप्ट करने को, वो जो उसके ऊपर खंडित करने की कोशिश की जा रही है, उसको लेकर भी सवाल उठाया कि मुस्लिम समाज के लोग ने उसे खंडित करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं और जो सामान है सीआरपीएफ के जवानों ने उसे रोका है।
बोले कि हिंदू पक्ष अफवाह फैला रहा है, वहां पे शिवलिंग है नहीं, अभी फवारा है, शिवलिंग इस पर डिसाइड नहीं हुआ है, और रिपोर्ट पे आपत्तियां कब तक मांगी गई हैं? जो वीडियो सर्वे की रिपोर्ट है,
सर्वे की तो रिपोर्ट आ गई है और उसमें फोटोग्राफ और वीडियोग्राफ हमने मांगा है, तो हमें उपलब्ध कराएंगे, क्योंकि उसमें थोड़ा सा लग रहा है कि वायरल न हो जाए, तो इस नाते माननीय न्यायालय सावधानी बरत रहा है।
डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज क्या मान रहे हैं सर्वे रिपोर्ट को? वो मान रहे हैं, वो कह रहे हैं कि डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट सर्वे रिपोर्ट को एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं।
वो उसका अंग है, क्यों नहीं करेंगे, और अभी अपूर्ण है, इसलिए हमने निवेदन किया कि और भी उसको पूर्ण कराया जाए। जी
सर, ये बताइए, अब 30 तारीख को नई तारीख है, सोमवार को सुनवाई होनी है, उस दिन क्या हिंदू पक्ष अपना कंक्लूजन रखेगा? उस दिन क्या होने वाला है, थोड़ा ब्रीफ करिएगा।
अभी वो जो विपक्षी थे उनका वारली मौखिक रूप से कहा कि मैं अभी 1 हफ्ते तक लगातार आर्ग्यू करूंगा, बहस करूंगा।
अविनाश यादव ने कहा
जी, विपक्षी मुस्लिम पक्ष के अधिवक्ता।
30 तारीख को 2 केसेस है, एक तो अब ये केस जो कि डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज सुन ही रहे हैं, एक और केस है जो फास्ट ट्रैक में भी होगा, तो कहीं ना कहीं ये दोनों डेट्स जो है वो एक दूसरे से कोइंसाइड कर रही है, तो कैसे इसमें?
नहीं, दोनों दो न्यायालयों में हैं, और एक तो फर्स्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट में सिविल जज सीनियर डिवीजन के, और दूसरा जनपद न्यायाधीश के, यानी ये जो चल रहा है, तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। हमारे माननीय न्यायालयगण इस पे विचार कर रहे हैं और तत्परता से सुन रहे हैं, इसीलिए तो फर्स्ट ट्रैक कोर्ट में भेजा गया है। जी
ये थे मदन मोहन यादव जी, जो लगातार ये उन्होंने साफ बात कर दी है कि आज मुस्लिम पक्ष को बोलने का मौका मिला था। अब ये जो कंक्लूजन है, जो बहस है, ये बहुत लंबी चलने वाली है। 30 तारीख अगली डेट मिली है, और उस दिन भी मुस्लिम पक्ष के लोगों ने कहा है कि वो अपनी आर्गुमेंट पेश कर रहे हैं, और बड़ी खबर यह है कि जब 30 तारीख को सुनवाई होगी तो इस मामले पर एक बड़ा मैंडेट आ सकता है। कैमरा पर्सन संतोष सिंह के साथ अमित सिंह, रिपब्लिक भारत, वाराणसी।
सुनवाई मुस्लिम पक्ष का अधूरा रहा है। मंडे को 30 तारीख को पुनः जो है 30 को 2 बजे 30 तारीख को पुनः जो सुनवाई होगी। एक मिनट, शांत रहिए। मंडे को 30 तारीख को 2 बजे हियरिंग कंटिन्यू रहेगी। आज मुस्लिम पक्ष ने अपना आर्गुमेंट शुरू किया है और वो आर्गुमेंट मंडे को भी कंटिन्यू रहेगा। मंडे को पुनः मुस्लिम पक्ष मंडे को जो आर्गुमेंट रखा गया है, आज मुस्लिम पक्ष ने अपना आर्गुमेंट शुरू किया है, अभी आर्गुमेंट पूरा नहीं हो पाया है। मंडे को 2 बजे उनका आर्गुमेंट कंटिन्यू रहेगा। आज मुस्लिम पक्ष ने हो जाएगी, तब शिवलिंग की बात कोर्ट में रखेंगे, जब कमीशन की रिपोर्ट देखी जाएगी। वो ऑलरेडी सील्ड है, मस्जिद की स्टोर रूम में सील्ड है। जब कमीशन पे बात होगी तब हम उसको कोर्ट के सामने रखेंगे। आज उसकी बात नहीं हुई।
अमरनाथ यादव ये कह रहे थे कि जो फव्वारे में बार-बार शिवलिंग बताया जा रहा है,
जी
देखिए, हमारा स्पष्ट रूप से कहना है, हिंदू पक्ष और उनके वकील स्पष्ट रूप से और दृढ़ता से मानते हैं कि वो हमारे ईश्वर का शिवलिंग है, जिसको डैमेज किया गया है। जब मेंटेनेबिलिटी डिसाइड हो जाएगी और कमीशन की रिपोर्ट कोर्ट एग्जामिन करेगी, उस समय शिवलिंग का इश्यू हम डिस्कस करेंगे।
राम मंदिर से जुड़ा भी विवाद आज कोर्ट के समक्ष प्रस्तुत हुआ था, क्या वजह थी इसके पीछे?
नहीं, राम मंदिर का जुड़ा हुआ कोई विवाद कोर्ट से
धन्यवाद।
नहीं, ऐसा कोई बात।
शुक्रिया सर।
तो विष्णु शंकर
और all right, so that is the latest update, viewers, right now. So the Gyanvapi hearing has concluded for today. Now next hearing will be on May 30th, 2022, and we just heard all the reactions coming from the lawyers there. The court will be looking at the survey report. Hindu side lawyer also spoke there on Gyanvapi. I would like to go to Piyush and Ananya, who are joining me live. Ananya, now we believe that the hearing has now concluded for the day. What is on agenda next time the hearing resumes, which is next Monday?
Well, yes, clearly the hearing has been in fact postponed till Monday. It has been adjourned till Monday, and the Muslim side would be submitting the arguments and continue to do so. As we heard the lawyer who was saying that the Muslim side has sought for a week's time to argue, but I don't think that the court would allow them for a week to argue because it would want them to conclude this whole conclude their submissions as soon as possible. What the Muslim side is particularly arguing is basically that the Order 7 Rule 11 application is of utmost importance, and it shall be decided and it is that the suit of the Hindu side is not maintainable under the law, and under Order 7 Rule 11 the whole suit should be dismissed, while the Hindu side is particularly pointing out that both the Order 7 Rule 11 and the Advocates Commissioner's report should be read in conscience, while the Muslim side argues that it should be in fact read independently. And in fact the Muslim side though seeking a dismissal of the suit, while the Hindu side claims that under Section 3 of the 1991 Places of Worship Act, the whole suit sustains. And in fact, remember, as legal experts also pointed this out to us, that a recent Supreme Court judgment clearly says that even if one of the prayers of the suit is not available to be granted under the law, and if the other prayers could be granted under the law, and there is some cause of action under the law that can be granted, the suit sustains. So it would have a very, very important bearing on the Hindu side's argument when they would be opposing the Muslim side submission on the Order 7 Rule 11 application. And apart from that, they would also be citing the Ayodhya judgment.
All right, Ananya, I would also like to quickly go across to Varanasi, where Piyush is tracking the story very, very closely. Piyush, now we just know that the hearing has concluded for today. It will resume from Monday onward. So we also believe that the survey report will be read through. The lawyers also saying that there was a Shivling damage claim made as well. What exactly do we know did the opposite side say to that in court today, and how will it proceed on Monday?
Well, if you talk about the opposite side, which means the Muslim side, is now saying that they are going to continue with the arguments on Monday. Remember that Monday is going to be the most important date when not only this hearing will continue, but also the fast track court is going to hear the petition which has been filed by Vishwa Vaidik Sanatan Sangh, where they have demanded that Hindus should be allowed to enter inside the Gyanvapi complex and they should be allowed to offer prayers. So on Monday, two important hearings. One, today's case will continue to be heard, and then the fast track court will hear the petition of Vishwa Vaidik Sanatan Sangh, where they have not only asked for Hindus to be to get entry, but also they have demanded that the mosque structure should be brought down. If you talk about today's hearing, the hearing basically was focused on maintainability case, maintainability clause, in which the Muslim side has been saying that the entire Gyanvapi Ma Shringar Gauri case comes under 1991 Worship Act. On the other side, Hindu side have objected to that. So today the court heard only the Muslim side, and it is going to continue to hear the arguments by the Abhinath Yadav, who is representing the Muslims in this entire case. But a very big claim has now come out, and that is by Vishnu Shankar Jain, where he has said that Shivling has been destroyed, has been tampered with, and he is going to put forth each and every evidence and every argument before the court after court starts hearing the case, after it decides if the case is to be heard, after it decides on maintainability clause. We'll have to wait and watch what is going to happen on Monday. We are here inside the court complex and we are waiting for the lawyers to come here. This is the place where the Hindu lawyers congregate, and as and when they come here, we'll try to get in more details and we'll try to understand what actually transpired today inside the court. But the hearing went on for more than 2 hours. The hearing had begun.
Piyush, all right, we're getting some more updates coming in right now. Piyush, thank you for getting those details. Let's move on to the next breaking news we're getting right now on Republic TV. More breaking news coming in. NIA has arrested a key accused in the Sunjwan terrorist attack case of Jammu and Kashmir. Big news coming in. Key accused has been now arrested. This is the latest development coming in. Remember that 2 Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists were killed in that encounter which happened in Sunjwan. And what we can tell you, viewers, that the key accused has now been arrested in the Sunjwan encounter case. A key accused held by NIA in this case. This incident had taken place in Jammu, and remember that in fact there were a couple of CISF personnel who were attacked by terrorists, and this was a big news that we had covered. Right now there is some in fact headway in the case. The key accused has been arrested. I'm joined by my correspondent on the phone line. Can you please repeat the name? Gursimran is joining me on the phone line. Gursimran, could you please tell the details of this key accused which has been arrested?
Yes, the key accused in this case in the Sunjwan encounter, in which 2 Pakistani Jaish-e-Mohammed Fidayeen attackers were killed 2 days ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Jammu and Kashmir. Abid Ahmed Mir has been arrested by the National Investigation Agency. He was a resident of Rajpura in Pulwama, and during investigation it came into being that Abid Ahmed Mir was an active overground worker of Jaish-e-Mohammed and a close associate of Bilal Ahmed Wage, who was ferrying the terrorists from the international border to the Sunjwan area of Jammu. He was in touch with the Pakistani-based handlers of Jaish-e-Mohammed through Telegram app and has extended support to the Pakistani handlers to carry out a major terror strike with the help of 2 Fidayeen attackers that were neutralized by the Jammu and Kashmir police along with the CRPF, CISF and Indian Army. And now his arrest has been made and the agencies are interrogating him and probing.
All right, Gursimran, thank you for joining us with all those details. Gursimran is getting us those details. NIA arrest a key accused in the Sunjwan terrorist attack case of Jammu and Kashmir. We're taking a short break right now, much more coming up. Justice for Amreen. Clamour grows after popular TV artist Amreen Butt and her nephew shot by terrorists. And mega controversy over Rahul Gandhi's UK visit as key documents surfaced. Did Rahul need MEA clearance to travel abroad?
What is very important is that the court has noted that Yasin Malik engaged in violent terrorist activities. It was also said by the court that the government of India gave him a chance to do a reform, but then he in fact betrayed the government and still continued with the violent activities. The Prime Minister speaks at the Bloomberg Business Forum. He of course will try to highlight India's 5 trillion economy dream and essential supplies and adequate supplies, and that is the biggest that we have from the APMCR. Raj Thackeray is not backing down, and supporters of Raj Thackeray have used the loudspeaker to send a message. They're trying to stop us from reporting. Today has picked up Arnab Goswami from his house, dragged him out, assaulted him physically. This is the Abhignya Tower in Parel, Mumbai, where the fire was reported, and their entire effort has been to somehow...
Amreen Butt, a TV artist who lost her life in a terror attack in Badgam. In this terror attack, her nephew, 9-year-old boy, also received firearm injury. As per the police, that the 3 terrorists of LET, this is the second such killing where the minors are being targeted. Police maintaining that the terrorists have been identified and they will be neutralized soon.
Well, top headlines at this hour. India demands justice for TV artist Amreen Butt, who was shot dead by terrorists in Burgam. Mega controversy over Rahul Gandhi's UK visits. MEA says Rahul never got clearances for his London visit. It's a massive Mamta governor face-off. Mamta government moves ordinance to replace the governor as chancellor. Gyanvapi hearing concludes in Varanasi court. Next hearing to resume on 30th of May. We will continue to be live and breaking on Republic TV. Our top story. A 35-year-old woman was killed and a 10-year-old nephew injured after they were fired upon by terrorists in the Chadura area of central Kashmir's Bargaon district on Wednesday, injuring the nephew in the attack. India now demands justice for Amreen. More reactions coming in on the story of this targeted killing in the valley.
मैं घर में अपने कमरे में 8:30 बजे आया। दो बंदे आया तो उसने दरवाज़ा खोला। उधर मेरा छोटा बेटा है, लड़की का 11 साल का। उसने उसको बोला अमरीन कहाँ? उसने बोला अंदर घर में। उसने बोला तो चलो अंदर, उसको आवाज़ दो बाहर निकलो। ये गया, उसने बोला उसको आए नहीं। 2 बंदे आए यहाँ, ये ढूंढता है तुमको। अमरीन निकला तो उधर बाहर, वो बेटा भी इसी के साथ है। इसने बोला 2-3 दिन हमारे साथ आओ शूट के लिए। अमरीन ने बोला मैं जान पहचान वाला बंदा नहीं हूँ, मैं तुम्हारे साथ नहीं आऊँगा। उसने पिस्तौल निकाला यहाँ से, फिर छूट गया। बेटे को आया एक यहाँ, अमरीन को आया यहाँ, फिर गिर गया इधर ही। उसमें हमने उठाया ये चाडोरा हॉस्पिटल, उधर से उसने रेफर किया श्रीनगर से वो डर गया।
आप कह रहे कि 2 लोग अंदर आए थे, क्या खाली 2 ही थे या उससे ज्यादा?
ना 3 है। एक बेटा सड़क पर स्कूटर है उधर, इसका वो स्कूटर पर है, स्कूटर वो इसी पर बेटा स्कूटर पर 2 यहाँ लाया। वो यहाँ चला गया तो स्कूटर पर चला गया तो वो गया बाहर।
2 इंसिडेंट हुए। परसों सोरा में भी बच्चे को भी लग गई, बेटी उसके साथ थी। आज यहाँ आपका बेटा इसमें उसको लग गई। आप कैसे देखते हो इस तरह के जो टेररिस्ट जो है, जो इस तरह से बच्चों को भी निशाना बना रहे हैं?
हम क्या बताएंगे इसके बारे में, ये अल्लाह जानेगा।
क्या सही हो रहा है?
वो गलत है, सही क्या हो रहा है? बेटी भी जान दिया, 30 साल की बेटी है, उसने भी जान गंवाया। वो भी छोटा बटा है, उसने क्या किया? उसको क्या कहा इसका? उसको भी गोली लग गई।
ये टेररिस्ट कहते हैं कि ये आज़ादी ढूंढ रहे, फ्रीडम ढूंढ रहे, क्या?
कुछ नहीं ढूंढ रहे, परेशानी है इसको। अगर ये आज़ादी ढूंढ रहे, ये लोगों को मारता है तो ये कौन सा आज़ादी है? ये वो भी मुसलमान है, ये भी मुसलमान है। मुसलमान को मारता है, ये कौन सा आज़ादी? ये आज़ादी है? अगर हिंदू मारेगा मुसलमान, तुम देखो, मगर ये मुसलमान को मारते हैं तो यही आज़ादी है? ये आज़ादी नहीं है।
क्या आप इसको कहेंगे कि ये टेररिज्म हो रहा है?
फिर क्या टेररिज्म? तो फिर क्या आज़ादी अगर कोई ढूंढता है?
इस वक्त आप क्या डिमांड कर रहे हैं?
कुछ नहीं, यहाँ आए नहीं कोई
एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन नहीं आया।
वो कौन आया कल से? कल 8 बजे वो शहीद हो गया, 12 साढ़े 12 कौन आया? SHO चाडोरा नहीं, तहसीलदार नहीं, SP नहीं, DC साहब नहीं, कौन आएगा यहाँ? गरीबों को कौन ढूंढता है? बस अल्लाह, गरीबों का अल्लाह है, बस फिर कोई नहीं।
नमाज अदा की तो फिर मैंने गोली की आवाज़ सुनी है। उसके बाद मैं घर आया, मैंने देखा तो अमरीन की लाश पड़ी हुई था। मैंने बीवी से बोला ये क्या बात है? बीवी तो उधर गई, 2-4 कदम वहाँ पर गाय है, दूध देने के लिए गई थी। तो कहा कि उन्होंने मेरे पास 10 साल का बेटा है, उसको कहा कि मासी कहाँ है। फिर उन्होंने मासी को बुलाया, उन 2 बंदों ने कहा कि हमारे साथ शूटिंग पे चलो। बस इतनी सी बात की, फिर उन्होंने उस पर गोलियाँ बरसाई। 2 गोलियाँ लगी उसको, फिर मेरे बेटे को एक इस बाजू पे लिखी। फिर मैंने उठाया, उसको ले जाया चाडोरा, उन्होंने रेफ़र किया SMS हॉस्पिटल, उन्होंने डेड करार दिया। वो
कैसे देखते हैं इस तरह के वाक़यात जो हो रहे, खासकर 2 दिन में लगातार बच्चों को भी टारगेट किया जा रहा है?
नहीं, मैं कुछ नहीं कहना चाहूँ, मैं सिर्फ इतना कह रहा हूँ, इसको 18 साल 17 साल हो गए। इससे पहले कभी नहीं, न धमकी आई है, न कोई शिकायत आई है। मैं कह रहा हूँ ये सरासर जुल्म है, इस खाना पे बहुत बड़ा जुल्म है। सरासर जुल्म है हमारे पास।
ये सरासर जुल्म है। और क्या कहते हैं ऐसे लोगों को जो इस तरह के वाक़यात अंजाम देते हैं?
ये इंसानियत के बाहर है, ये इंसानियत के बाहर। ये मासूम बच्ची थी, मेरे बेटों को भी पालते, इसका बाप अस्थमा पेशेंट है, मैं भी मजदूरी कर रहा था, मगर ये इंसानियत के बाहर है। इससे पहले 18 साल हो गए उनको, इससे पहले कोई शिकायत नहीं आई। क्या गलती किया, क्या गुनाह किया था इस मासूम बच्ची ने, और मैं कुछ नहीं कहना चाहता।
Right now I can show you the visuals from the residence of Amreen, the visuals where the women are mourning the death of their loved daughter. The family is in shock because she is survived by her elder sister, brother-in-law and father and this nephew. The entire family is in shock. Friends, neighbors, well-wishers all have gathered to mourn the loss. This is unfortunate incident where a woman artist have been targeted. As per the family, she's been in the profession for almost 17 years and they have never received any threats, any warning or any complaint against Amreen. My VJ is showing the visuals of the sister. She's completely shell-shocked to seeing the dead body of her sister who was taking care of the family. As per the father of Amreen, the two terrorists barged into the residence and the third one was just standing outside the home waiting for the two to come out. They were the 3 terrorists in number who fired upon Amreen. They also injured nephew of Amreen, who's just 9-year-old boy and is being treated once at the hospital in Srinagar. They condemn this kind of killing. They say that this is no azadi, no, they're not looking for freedom. This is against humanity, the gruesome act that they did yesterday by snatching the family member and the loved daughter of this family. An artist, she was selling her art. She has been a TV drama artist and has been in the profession for almost 17 years. Heartbreaking visuals from the Budgam of Central Kashmir. This is the second incident in Budgam. Earlier, Rahul Bhatt, who a Kashmiri Pandit, lost his life in a terror attack while working in office, and now Amreen Bhatt, again a female artist from Kashmir, in the profession for 17 years. She also lost life just because she was earning her livelihood and supporting family. For the last 48 hours, we are seeing the second incident where the terrorists are targeting the minors.
दो बंदों ने कहा कि हमारे साथ शूटिंग पे चलो, बस इतनी सी बात की, फिर उन्होंने उस पर गोले बरसाई। 2 गोलियां लगी उसको, फिर मेरी बेटे को इस बाजू पे दिखी।
And in an exclusive scoop, Republic TV learned that Congress leader Navjot Singh Sidhu will do clerical work during his year-long stint in the Patiala Central Jail. Well, here's a full report on that.
Former President of Punjab Congress Navjot Singh Sidhu has been allotted the clerical job in Patiala jail, and this decision has been taken by the jail authorities, keeping the view of Navjot Singh Sidhu's security inside the jail. And in fact, now Navjot Singh Sidhu will do clerical work inside the jail, and in fact he will be restricted to his barrack only, that is barrack number 10, just because there is a rival politician who is also inside the same jail, Bikram Singh Majithia, and in fact that is the reason that jail authorities has taken this decision that Navjot Singh Sidhu has been allotted the clerical job inside the jail. It is also mentioned by the jail authorities that no official record will be shared or will be given to Navjot Singh Sidhu. It is all to translate the judgments or other clerical job inside the jail. And even Navjot Singh Sidhu, after convicted in a road rage case, serving sentence of 1 year in Patiala jail.
Well, top updates right now. ED has filed fresh charge sheet against Karnataka Congress leader DK Shivakumar in a money laundering case. Shivakumar was arrested in 2019 in this case and was later given out bail by the Delhi High Court. This is the first charge sheet in the case and is being filed after a gap of 2.5 years. Close aide of Azam Khan booked under Gangster Act gangster case registered against 6, including SP leader Yasin Malik. Case was registered on the complaint of the additional municipal commissioner and it is alleged that the accused intimidated people by forming a gang. A case was registered in Moradabad civil line and also the police station. Srinagar police has said that they have arrested at least 10 people for anti-national sloganeering and stone pelting outside the home of Yasin Malik prior to his sentencing yesterday. Navjot Singh Sidhu has been assigned a clerical job by jail authorities in Patiala Central Jail. Sidhu's movement will be restricted to his barrack due to the security reasons. The jail authorities say that former Punjab Congress chief will be reading judgments or do other clerical work in Patiala jail. Telangana BJP chief has thrown an open challenge stating if they will dig up mosques, if skeletons are found, then Muslims will claim it. If Shivling is found, then the mosque needed to be handed over. Samajwadi Party has fielded RLD chief Jayant Chaudhary for Rajya Sabha polls. He will be the joint candidate of the Samajwadi Party in RLD for June 10 Rajya Sabha elections. And ahead of his appearance before the CBI, Republic confronted Congress MP Karthi Chidambaram, where he seems unfazed by the cases lodged against him in connection with the Chinese visa scam. Here's more on that.
After CBI's nationwide raids across multiple locations relating to Congress MP Karthi Chidambaram, he was summoned by the investigating agency to join the probe in connection with a fresh case lodged against him and others for allegedly helping Chinese nationals getting visas in return for alleged bribes. But the Congress MP cried foul as Republic confronted him outside CBI office.
So do you want to say anything on this move, about exactly is happening?
These are all, every case posted against me is a bogus case. One is bogus, one is more bogus, and this is most bogus.
So this is alleged a visa scam, what we have been told, that you have facilitated.
I have not facilitated a single Chinese national in getting his visa, let alone 250. I have given out a statement.
Your CA has been arrested.
I know, it's all vindictive, it's all politics of malice, the politics of victimization and politics of harassment.
As Karthi continues to play victim, CBI is set to unravel more on the Chinese visa scam. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Well, much more coming up on the other side. Mega controversy over Rahul Gandhi's UK visit. MOS MEA says Rahul never got clearances for his London visit. Stay tuned.
Big raids that are being carried out by the Central Bureau of Investigation. RJD levels allegations of revenge politics. This mass graveyard in Bucha bears testimony to the brutal acts of the Russian troops. Republic TV did a week-long investigation into the operations of the Khalistani movement here in Britain. Blatant violations that were carried out just a day before the fire. Did they really not feel the importance to inform the BMC? Republic Media Network's SIT decided to expose the dirty nexus between politics and a murky Ponzi scheme.
News in brief, East Godavari District SP Ishwara Rastogi deployed in Konaseema warned that as Section 144 is in force in Konaseema District, no rallies and meetings should be held without permission and strict action will be taken if the rules are violated.
Well, we continue to be Amreen, live and breaking on Republic TV. Now, the big story today we have been tracking. The Gyanvapi hearing has concluded. The next hearing is on May 30th, 2022. The Hindu side also told a couple of things there today in court, saying that the Gyanvapi Shivling was damaged and the instrument also has been found which damaged the Shivling. I would like to go across to Piyush, who's tracking the story very closely from Varanasi. Piyush, now we believe that the next hearing will be okay. We are getting some trouble connecting with Piyush right now, but this is the big story that we have got you minute by minute updates of since the hearing started as well.
आज जो है उन लोगों ने अपना पक्ष रखा हुआ है।
अंजलि जी, मैं आपसे समझ चाहता हूँ कि आज कोर्ट से पहले हमने एक बाइट सुनी थी विष्णुशंकर जैन जी की, इसमें उन्होंने ये कहा कि शिवलिंग के साथ छेड़छाड़ की गई है। आपको कुछ इस बारे में जानकारी है?
अगर उन्होंने देखा है और उनको मालूम है तो हो सकता है छेड़छाड़ की गई हो, क्योंकि हम लोग को वहाँ जाने को नहीं दिया गया है कि मुस्लिम लोग पक्ष ने कहा वहाँ पे स्त्री को जाना मना है, तो हम लोग तो गए नहीं है। और जो उन्होंने देखा है तो छेड़छाड़ की गई है
छेड़छाड़ की गई। इसीलिए हम लोगों ने ये भी मांग रखा है कि वहाँ की दीवार हटाई जाए, वहाँ का मलबा हटाया जाए, तो हम लोग के जो विश्वेश्वर जी वो सामने प्रकट हो जाएंगे। वो बहुत बड़े में शिवलिंग है, वो सामने आ जाएंगे।
मैं आपसे बात करना चाहूँ, आज क्या हुआ कोर्ट में? आप मौजूद थी, क्या क्या चीजें हुई और आपको क्या उम्मीद है मंडे में?
मुस्लिम पक्ष ने अपना पक्ष रखा, आज पूरी उनकी बात सुनी गई थी। अब सोमवार को मतलब हम लोग का पक्ष रखेंगे अपना, उसके बारे में सुनवाई होगी।
छेड़छाड़ की बात निकल के सामने आ रही है क्योंकि बहुत बड़ी बात कही जा रही है। आप मानती हैं कि इसको लेकर आप जांच होनी चाहिए?
जांच तो होनी चाहिए, बिल्कुल जांच होनी चाहिए। आज मतलब उन लोगों ने, विपक्ष वाले ने ये कहा है कि सिंगार नंदी और गणेश जी और जितने विग्रह हैं उनकी हम लोग पूजा की मांग किए थे, और सिंगार गौरी मंदिर में ना हो के चौखट पे बैरिकेडिंग के बाहर है, और वो शिवलिंग नहीं फवारा है। विपक्ष वालों ने यही बात मतलब जज के सामने रखा है, और उनकी बात अभी अधूरी है। अभी सोमवार को भी फिर करेंगे, उसके बाद फिर हम लोग की बहस होगी।
जी, मैं आपको बता दूं कि सोनलाल आर्य भी यहीं मौजूद हैं। इन्होंने ही कहा था कि बाबा मिल गए हैं और बाबा को लेकर अब जो है बड़ी बात कही जा रही है। सोनलाल आर्य जी से भी बात करते हैं। सोनलाल जी, अब ये आरोप ये लगाया गया है विष्णुशंकर जैन की तरफ से कि बाबा जो मिल गए थे उनके साथ छेड़छाड़ की गई है।
हाँ, वो से छेड़छाड़ की है, इसके लिए जांच होनी चाहिए, और हम जब तक जांच होने के लिए एक जो है कमेटी बनाना चाहते हैं। दूसरी चीज़ है, आज जिला जज के यहाँ माननीय न्यायालय में 2 बजे से लेकर 4 बजे तक ज्ञानवापी इंतजामिया कमेटी की ओर से अभयनाथ यादव जी अपनी बात रख रहे थे। हम लोग के दिए गए वाद में एक एक पन्ने को पढ़ के माननीय जिला जज के सामने रख रहे थे। उनका मुख्य विषय खास तौर से श्रृंगार गौरी के दर्शन पूजन का अधिकार, वह ज्ञात जो आदि विश्वेश्वर के ज्ञात अज्ञात देवी देवताओं के संदर्भ में था। कई ज्ञात तो समझ में आ रहा है कि जो हनुमान जी है, नंदी है, ये, लेकिन अज्ञात क्या है? ये अज्ञात के मामले फिर जो है हमला करेंगे, औरंगजेब पर जो है ये फिर पुनः हम हमला करेंगे, जो सांप्रदायिक विद्वेष फैलाएंगे। ये दूसरी बात उनकी थी धर्मस्थल विधेयक को लेकर के। लेकिन स्पष्ट है कि जो श्रृंगार गौरी के दर्शन पूजन का अधिकार को लेकर के माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट में माननीय चंद्रचूड़ जी स्पष्ट कर दिए कि धारा 25 के तहत किसी भी व्यक्ति को दर्शन पूजन का अधिकार है। तो ये मुस्लिम समाज भी जानता है। संक्षेप में माननीय चंद्रचूड़ जी, न्यायमूर्ति चंद्रचूड़ जी स्पष्ट कर दिए हैं, और धर्मस्थल विधेयक के बारे में स्पष्ट कर दिए हैं कि यहाँ पर धर्मस्थल विधेयक लागू नहीं होता। धर्मस्थल इसलिए लागू नहीं होता क्योंकि यह वक्फ की संपत्ति ही नहीं है। वक्फ की संपत्ति के लिए पहला बिंदु होता है खरीदा गया हो, खाली जमीन से मस्जिद बनी हो, और या कोई दान में दिया हो। न कोई दान में दिया है, न खाली जमीन थी, और वह तो हमारा 8 अगस्त 1669 को औरंगजेब के फरमान से यहाँ तो हमारा देवादिदेव महादेव प्रलयंकर का वह मंदिर तोड़ा गया है, जिसे जब जो है यह वक्फ की जमीन नहीं थी तो मस्जिद हो ही नहीं सकती। जब मस्जिद नहीं हुआ तो मस्जिद है।
ये बहुत बड़ी बात बताते हैं सोनल आर्य जी। मैं सीता जी से बात करके अपनी बात खत्म करूंगा, क्योंकि बात ये कही जा रही है कि वो 1991 वर्षिप एक्ट में आता है। आप मानते हैं कि कहीं ना कहीं ये मामला टिकेगा उनका?
नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं टिकेगा, बिल्कुल नहीं टिकेगा, क्योंकि हम लोग का पक्ष मजबूत है, हम लोग का मंदिर है, उन लोग का तो मस्जिद ही है ना। वो जब हम लोग सारे साक्ष्य देंगे तो वो जो है कि नहीं टिक पाएगा। हम लोग का चलेगा, हम लोग का न्याय मिलेगा, हम लोगों को सत्य की जीत होगी,
न्याय मिलेगा। ये बात कहते हुए चारों पिटिशनर जो है यहाँ पर मौजूद है, महिला पिटिशनर, साथ में सोनलाल आर्य भी बात साफ क्लियर करते हुए कि ये कुछ नहीं है मुस्लिम पक्ष की तरफ से, वो मस्जिद नहीं है बल्कि ये जिद है उनकी। ये बात पिटिशन के साथ साथ सोनलाल आर्य ने भी कही। मनीष काराकोट के साथ पीयूष मिश्रा, रिपब्लिक मीडिया नेटवर्क।
All right, we just heard the Gyanvapi petitioners there speak to Republic TV. They just told Republic TV's Piyush that the Worship Act is not something which is going to, in fact, stand in front of what their petition is. They're saying that the Worship Act does not apply to the Gyanvapi case. Also remember that the next hearing is scheduled for Monday now. Well, much more coming up on the other side of this very, very short break. Well, it's a massive Mamta governor face-off. Mamta government moves ordinance to replace governor as chancellor.
Behind me is the Eisenhower building next to the White House, where the meeting took place between Prime Minister Modi and Vice President Kamala Harris. ये खालिस्तान प्रोटेस्ट जो है, गुलाम नबी फाई यहाँ पे मौजूद है और हमने इनको एक्सपोज कर दिया है. Situation under control in Jahangirpur area. Prompt police action really averted a situation which could have gone out of hand. This is the biggest stadium in the world. For President Trump, this is going to be the biggest political event.
मई 16 मई को मैंने कांग्रेस पार्टी से त्याग पत्र दे दिया है.
Barricades come in, we are just going to move few more steps. Delhi police officials coming here, more and more officials arriving on the spot. This is not only about a blast happening in the national capital.
नरेंद्र मोदी खुद पहुंचे, भारत के प्रधानमंत्री स्टेज पे डोनाल्ड ट्रंप को नीचे लाने के लिए. जो बॉनहोमी है ये दोनों के बीच में दिख रही है. हम इस समय अंदर गलियों की तरफ अब हम जा रहे हैं. CIA
the new decision that has been taken by the jail authorities for Navjot Singh Sidhu. He has been appointed the clerical work inside the jail, and even his movement is very much restricted to his barrack, that is number 10, just because the jail authorities have taken the security point of view of Navjot Singh Sidhu, and he has been allotted the clerical work.
All right, viewers, the stage is set. Chennai is ready to welcome PM Modi. Preparations galore ahead of PM's visit. Now, these live visuals are coming from Chennai. Remember that ahead of Modi's visit, the preparations are on. Also, the police has announced traffic diversions in parts of the city as well. So this is Modi's first official visit to Tamil Nadu after DMK had come to power in the last year's assembly elections. This is a big visit by PM Modi, and visuals from Chennai ahead of PM's visit on your screens there. I would like to go across to Apurva, joining me for more. Apurva, take us through the agenda of PM Modi when he visits Chennai. What are the engagements that he will be taking part in?
Great changes in forthcoming days in Tamil Nadu. As far as art and culture cell is concerned, we have made arrangements of Mailatam, Oilatam, and we have Pradishtai Panirko. Inge vanda Shivalingam vanda Pradishtai Panirko. So all the people over here are really overwhelming to welcome our Prime Minister. We are eagerly awaiting for him. My name is Sashireka. I am from East Chennai. BJP art and culture. Yeah. Thank you.
27 people are present here, and we are dancing Pushpanjali, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, and Vedangal Nangum Konda and Panchanadai. To welcome Mr. Modi ji, our Prime Minister. Thank you. Lipi. Hema Lipi.
ஸ்ரீ குருபியோ நமக. என்னோட பேர் பவித்ரா. ஸ்ரீ ஆதி அபிநயாலேருந்து தாம்பரத்துலேருந்து வரோம். பஞ்சநடையை பற்றி ஆடுறதுக்காக வந்திருக்கோம். இந்த வாய்ப்பை கொடுத்ததுக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் நன்றி. தேங்க்யூ. பவித்ரா.
All right, I'll just go to Apurva now. Apurva, this is the visuals we're getting on a screen. Celebrations galore ahead of PM's visit. The preparations are on. Take us through all the engagements that PM Modi will be taking part in. We know that he will also be laying the foundation stone for 11 projects. Apurva.
Well, that's right. The Prime Minister is scheduled to arrive shortly here in Chennai, and as you can see, the celebrations are already grand out here. Both DMK and BJP cadres, you can see, who are gathered here to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister MK Stalin. We also have, kids out here who are standing with, placards and are enthusiastically, standing in line, all ready to welcome Prime Minister Modi. These kids, all of them who have arrived here, all of them, catching flowers in their hands and reading "Welcome Modi Ji." That is what these kids are, standing here outside, just a couple of meters away from the Nehru Stadium, where the Prime Minister will be arriving shortly at. As you can see, cadres from both DMK and BJP who have gathered here to welcome him as well. This definitely, as there is a lot of police security that has been deployed here, given the nature of the event as well. You can see how the police deployed are trying to move the people aside to create a clear path of safety for the convoy of the Chief Minister and Prime Minister to go through as well. Kids and people from across all ages who have come here to take part in this in welcoming Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister MK Stalin here for the signing of the completed projects as well. Definitely, we are seeing a lot of enthusiastic people have gathered here. This even at the same time as music, dance and other, several other people who have gathered here to share their joy in welcoming the Prime Minister here into Chennai as well. We are also, what we are learning is that the Tamil Nadu police has tightened up security to the maximum level. Almost over 22,000 policemen have been deployed here in Chennai city alone, especially in the routes at which the Prime Minister will be arriving at. He will be arriving here in Nehru Stadium shortly in just a couple of minutes, following which he will also be going ahead and launching all of these projects that are roughly worth about 31,000 crores. Following this engagement with the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister there, he will also proceed back to Delhi. That is what we are hearing, that is the schedule that the Prime Minister will be having here. Children from across all ages and people who have gathered here, enthusiasts who are eager to see and catch a glimpse of Prime Minister Modi are here, all gathered to try and catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister as he arrives here just minutes later, where he will be going for the engagement at Nehru Stadium. Back to studio.
Apurva, we can clearly see it's going to be a grand welcome for PM Modi as he arrives in Chennai. Could you speak to the children there? Could you speak to the people there who are just waiting with bated breath to receive and see PM Modi?
Well, definitely we are already seeing that a lot of people, cadres who have gathered here as well, and we are also seeing one of the parents here. Ma'am, நீங்க வந்து இப்ப குழந்தைங்கலாம் உங்களோட வந்திருக்கீங்க, குழந்தைங்க எல்லாரும் உங்களோட ரெடியா இருக்காங்க, மோடி வரவேற்காக வந்து ரெடியா இருக்கீங்களா? எப்போலேருந்து காத்து?
ஆமா, இது வந்து என்ன சொல்றது, இது பாரத தலைவர். அதுவும் இல்லாமல் இவர் வந்ததுக்கப்புறம் 10 இயர்ஸாக நம்ம நாடு எவ்வளோ முன்னேற்றம் அடைஞ்சிருக்கு. பிள்ளைங்களுக்கு வந்து நம்மளோட ஹிஸ்ட்ரி தெரியணும். எப்பேற்பட்ட ஆள் வந்து நம்ம நாட்டை நோக்கி வர்றாங்க, அவங்க எந்த மாதிரி மரியாதை கொடுக்கணும்னு. ஸோ அதனால வந்து பிள்ளைங்களும் வந்து அவங்க ஆர்வமாக வந்து கலந்துக்கிறாங்க.
எல்லாருமே வந்து உங்க ஏரியா குழந்தைங்களா?
ஆமா, என் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் ரிலேஷன்ஸ் எங்க நிர்வாகிகளோட பசங்க தான் எல்லாருமே வந்து அவங்களே வந்து மோடிஜி மேல அஃபெக்ஷன் ஆகி பிள்ளைங்க வந்து 2 hours 3 hours இங்க நிக்கிறாங்கன்னா அது காரணம் அவர் மேல உள்ள அஃபெக்ஷனும் நாட்டு மேல உள்ள பற்றும் தான் காரணம்.
Well, one of the parents of the children here who are standing, and she says the children have gathered here out of their love and affection for the Prime Minister, and that they have been standing holding the BJP flag as well as the rose and all other things that they will want, that they hope will capture the eye of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, even as he is just scheduled to arrive in Chennai, where he will be landing and arriving here at the Nehru Stadium in just a short couple of minutes from now, with all preparations that have been set in place for the laying of the foundation stone as well as opening of several projects. Heavy security that has been tightened up in and around this area, police security that have been tightened up across all and every covering all angles as well. This even as DMK and BJP cadres who have gathered here ready to try and catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister and Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister, the CM MK Stalin, who will be arriving here, crossing to just reach to the Nehru Stadium there, where both of them, along with several other prominent leaders, will be laying forth the foundation stone and launching several projects for the benefit of Tamil Nadu.
Apurva, stay on with us. I'm coming back to you. Let me tell our viewers what exactly is happening there. Republic TV's Apurva is in Chennai, and what we are waiting for is PM Modi's visit to Chennai today. The BJP, they're also waiting to give him a grand welcome. Children waiting to give him a grand welcome. Celebrations galore and preparations galore as the PM will be visiting Chennai. A lot of preparations are also underway, including that what will happen at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, where he will be hosted. There will be a function there where he will lay the foundation stone for 11 projects. And he will earlier remember that he had attended the 20th anniversary celebrations at ISB today. Now, also we believe, Apurva, that heavy security arrangements have also been made as PM Modi is all set to visit Chennai.
Well, that's right. Heavy security, as my video journalist you can see on the screen out there. Heavy security has been deployed here for the arrival of PM Modi. This definitely, given that both important leaders, including PM Prime Minister Narendra Modi and MK Stalin, who will be arriving here for this function for the opening of several projects here. We are seeing that not only is heavy security deployed, but we are also seeing that cadres who are gathered here, despite the heavy security, all trying to catch a glimpse of what they feel will be Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who will be arriving in this route. As you can see, at every inch and every corner, security has been tightened. Almost over 22,000 policemen who have been deployed for this same as well. So with the fandom and with the kind of festivities that you can see over here, it is definitely noteworthy to know that what is the kind of welcome that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be expecting on his reach to Chennai as well. DMK cadres on one side who will be welcoming Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister there, MK Stalin, and BJP cadres on the other side who will be welcoming Prime Minister Narendra Modi as well. All of this, even as every inch of this route has been completely shut off for the public as well, given that the security reasons will be kept in mind. Police security that has already been deployed, and this at BJP cadres in fact have put up almost across 10 locations from the Prime Minister's route into Chennai as well. And in all of these 10 locations, the BJP cadres are expected to have batches of the cadres who will be arriving here and will be trying to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister as well. This even as they are, holding placards, balloons and posters welcoming the Prime Minister here into Chennai city as well. A grand welcome that we shall call this as Prime Minister Modi is scheduled to land in just a couple of minutes in Chennai city as well. With the celebrations on one side, music and festivities on the other side. This will be this will be Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first official visit to Chennai post the DMK coming to power. This will also be one of the most important events that will be marked. Remember, DMK had won the 2021 Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly session in a massive win, following which this will be Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first visit, official visit to Chennai and into the state of Tamil Nadu. Given that this will be the first official visit with the cadres who have gathered here, children and people of all ages who have gathered here to welcome him, this will definitely be one of the memorable visits that the Prime Minister will be having. That is what we can also see from the visuals that are, that we can see right now. Several people who have gathered here just to catch a glimpse of DMK on one side, who will be cadres of DMK who will be on one side to catch a glimpse of MK Stalin, and the cadres of BJP on the other are trying to catch a glimpse of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But equally, people of Tamil Nadu all gathered here trying to catch a glimpse of both their leaders who will be arriving here shortly for the launch of several projects that will be beneficial to Tamil Nadu, worth rupees almost over 31,000 crores.
Well, Apurva, these are these visuals that we're getting from Chennai in fact, PM Modi will be touching down any time now, Apurva. We know that. Also, many social welfare schemes will be announced. We also know that PM will inaugurate over 1,000 homes, which will be constructed as part of the Lighthouse Project Chennai, which has been built at a cost of 116 crores, Apurva. So we basically are going to see many developments, many engagements, including social welfare schemes. And right now, Apurva, of course, anytime now, PM Modi will be touching down in Chennai, and everyone from young children all the way to senior citizens there waiting to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister. Right, Apurva?
Well, that's right. Definitely, this will not be just one or two projects, but almost over 11 to 13 projects that the Prime Minister will be launching for the nation. This including construction projects as well as metro rail and several other projects that the Prime Minister will be dedicating to the nation as well. We are also seeing that the long discussed project of the railway gauge conversion project between Madurai Theni as well as several projects for giving access and boost to tourism in Tamil Nadu region will be taking the forefront as well. We're also seeing a third railway line that will be set in place. Not only that, it will also be one of the most important projects, including the highway project between Bengaluru and Chennai, that will also be opened today as well. So several important projects which hold prominence and benefit for the people of Tamil Nadu. That is what we will be seeing that the Prime Minister will be launching today. A fandom as well as a lot of joy, happiness and shrill joy that we can see on the faces of all those cadres who have gathered here to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi, even as he is expected to arrive here shortly in Chennai. So we can see the kind of the kind of crowd, the kind of people who are enthusiastic to try and catch a glimpse of both their leaders here in the same state, that is the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister MK Stalin, as well as Prime Minister Narendra Modi here in Chennai, in the capital of Tamil Nadu, in just a short while from now.
All right, Apurva, thank you for getting us all those details. My colleague Apurva there. Visuals from Chennai just ahead of PM's visit. You can see there the visuals are viewers, colorful, and in fact many waiting to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister as he will touch down in Chennai any time now. Well, that will be an important visit that we'll be tracking. Moving on to the other stories that we have been tracking. The big story that we have tracked since last night is the case of the 35-year-old woman who was killed and her 10-year-old nephew, which was shot at. Now, this was one more case of targeted killing which had come in from Jammu and Kashmir. The family there demanding justice. Now, this happened in the area of central Bargam's district and injuring the nephew in the attack as well. So even though this woman has been killed in a targeted killing, the nephew has been injured, India right now is demanding justice for Amreen. Let's have a look at all the reactions that we are getting on this story.
मैं घर में अपने कमरे में 7:45 बजे आया। दो बंदे आया तो उसने दरवाज़ा खोला। उसने मेरा छोटा बेटा है लड़की का 11 साल का, उसने उसको बोला अमरीन कहाँ? उसने बोला अंदर घर में। उसने बोला तो चलो अंदर, उसको आवाज़ दो बाहर निकलो। ये गया, उसने बोला उसको आए नहीं। दो बंदे आए यहाँ, ये ढूंढता है तुमको। अमरीन निकला तो उधर बाहर, वो बेटा भी इसी के साथ है। इसने बोला 2-3 दिन हमारे साथ आओ शूट के लिए। अमरीन ने बोला मैं जान पहचान वाला बंदा नहीं हूँ, मैं तुम्हारे साथ नहीं आऊँगा। उसने पिस्टल निकाला यहाँ से, फिर शूट किया। बेटे को आया एक यहाँ, अमरीन को आया यहाँ, फिर गिर गया इधर ही। हमने उठाया ये चाडोरा हॉस्पिटल, उधर से उसने रेफर किया श्रीनगर से वो डर गया।
आप कह रहे कि 2 लोग अंदर आए थे, क्या खाली 2 ही थे या उससे ज्यादा?
ना 3 है। एक बेटा सड़क पर स्कूटर है उधर, इसका वो स्कूटर पर है, स्कूटर वो इसी पर बैठा स्कूटर पर। 2 यहाँ लाया, वो यहाँ चला गया तो स्कूटर पर चला गया तो वो गया बाहर।
2 इंसिडेंट हुए। परसों सोरा में भी बच्चे को भी लग गई, बेटी उसके साथ थे। आज यहाँ आपका बेटा इसमें उसको लग गई। आप कैसे देखते हो इस तरह के जो टेररिस्ट जो है, जो इस तरह से बच्चों को भी निशाना बना रहे हैं?
हम क्या बताएंगे इसके बारे में, ये अल्लाह जानेगा। वो गलत है, सही क्या हो रहा है? बेटी भी जान दिया, 30 साल की बेटी है, उसने भी जान गंवाया। वो भी छोटा बटा, उसको उसने क्या किया? उसको क्या कहा है इसका? उसको भी गोली लग गई।
ये टेररिस्ट कहते हैं कि ये आज़ादी ढूंढ रहे हैं, फ्रीडम ढूंढ रहे हैं। क्या
कुछ नहीं ढूंढ रहे हैं, परेशानी है इसको। अगर ये आज़ादी ढूंढ रहे, ये लोगों को मारता है तो ये कौन सा आज़ादी है? ये वो भी मुसलमान है, ये भी मुसलमान है। मुसलमान को मारता है, ये कौन सा आज़ादी? ये आज़ादी है? अगर हिंदू मारेगा मुसलमान, हम देखो, मगर ये मुसलमान को मारते हैं तो यही आज़ादी है? ये आज़ादी नहीं है।
क्या आप इसको कहेंगे कि ये टेररिज्म हो रहा है?
फिर क्या टेररिज्म? तो फिर क्या आज़ादी अगर कोई ढूंढता है?
इस वक्त आप क्या डिमांड कर रहे हैं?
कुछ नहीं, यहाँ आए नहीं कोई
एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन नहीं आई।
वो कौन आया कल से? कल 8 बजे वो शहीद हो गया, 12 साढ़े 12 कौन आया? SHO चारों ने, तहसीलदार नहीं, SP नहीं, DC साहब नहीं, कौन आएगा यहाँ? गरीबों को कौन ढूंढता है? बस अल्लाह, गरीबों का अल्लाह है, बस फिर कोई नहीं।
अदा की तो फिर मैंने गोली की आवाज़ सुनी है, उसके बाद मैं घर आया। मैंने देखा तो अमरीन की लाश पड़ी हुई था। मैंने बीवी से बोला ये क्या बात है? बीवी तो उधर गई, 2-4 कदम वहाँ पर गाय दूध देने के लिए गई थी। तो कहा कि उन्होंने मेरे पास 10 साल का बेटा है, उसको कहा कि मासी कहाँ है। फिर उन्होंने मासी को बुलाया, उन्होंने उन 2 बंदों ने कहा कि हमारे साथ शूटिंग पे चलो। बस इतनी सी बात की, फिर उन्होंने उस पर गोली बरसाई। 2 गोलियाँ लगी उसको, फिर मेरे बेटे को एक इस बाजू पे लिखी। फिर मैंने उठाया, उसको ले जाया चाडरा, उन्होंने रेफ़र किया SMS हॉस्पिटल, उन्होंने डेड करा दिया। वो
कैसे देखते हैं इस तरह के वाकयात जो हो रहे, खासकर 2 दिन में लगातार बच्चों को भी टारगेट किया जा रहा है?
नहीं, मैं कुछ नहीं कहना चाहूँ, मैं सिर्फ इतना कह रहा हूँ इसको 18 साल 17 साल हो गए। इससे पहले कभी नहीं, न धमकी आई है, न कोई शिकायत आई है। मैं कह रहा हूँ ये सरासर जुल्म है, इस खाना पे बहुत बड़ा जुल्म है, सरासर जुल्म है हमारे पास।
ये सरासर जुल्म है। और क्या कहते हैं ऐसे लोगों को जो इस तरह के वाकयात अंजाम देते हैं?
ये इंसानियत के बाहर है, ये इंसानियत के बाहर। ये मासूम बच्ची थी, मेरे बेटों को भी पालती है, इसका बाप अस्थमा पेशेंट है, मैं भी मजदूरी कर रहा था, मगर ये इंसानियत के बाहर है। इससे पहले 18 साल हो गए उनको, इससे पहले कोई शिकायत नहीं आई। क्या गलती किया, क्या गुनाह किया था इस मासूम बच्ची ने, और मैं कुछ नहीं कहना चाहता।
Show you the visuals from the residence of Amreen, the visuals where the women are mourning the death of their loved daughter. The family is in shock because she is survived by her elder sister, brother-in-law and father and this nephew. The entire family is in shock. Friends, neighbors, well-wishers all have gathered to mourn the loss. This is unfortunate incident where a woman artist have been targeted. As per the family, she's been in the profession for almost 17 years and they have never received any threats, any warning or any complaint against Amreen. My VJ is showing the visuals of the sister. She's completely shell-shocked to seeing the dead body of her sister who was taking care of the family. As per the father of Amreen, the 2 terrorists barged into the residence and the third one was just standing outside the home waiting for the 2 to come out. They were the 3 terrorists in number who fired upon Amreen. They also injured nephew of Amreen, who's just 9-year-old boy and is being treated once at the hospital in Srinagar. They condemn this kind of killing. They say that this is no azadi, no, they're not looking for freedom. This is against humanity, the gruesome act that they did yesterday by snatching the family member and the loved daughter of this family. An artist, just she was selling her art. She has been a TV drama artist and has been in the profession for almost 17 years. Heartbreaking visuals from the Budgam of central Kashmir. This is the second incident in Budgam. Earlier, Rahul Bhatt, who Kashmiri Pandit, lost his life in a terror attack while working in office, and now Amreen Bhatt, again a female artist from Kashmir, in the profession for 17 years. She also lost life just because she was earning her livelihood and supporting family. For the last 48 hours, we are seeing the second incident where the terrorists are targeting the minors.
Some big breaking development coming in. Telangana CM K. Chandrasekhar Rao met with H.D. Kumaraswamy earlier today, where he said that, and I quote here, he is working for an alternative front. He is meeting several leaders and also visiting various states. He wants to save the country and bring change in the interest of the nation and the poor people. So that is what is coming in right now, where he said that he is working for an alternative front. Let's have a look at all the reactions which are coming in before we go ahead.
We have to go a long way. So time is there. Here, who will become the Prime Minister? Which party will come to power? Which party will we wanted to lose it? This is not the issue. To save the country, how the common friends, they have to work out. That is the issue.
Would Congress be part of this initiative, sir?
No, that subject is not clear.
Sir, was anything discussed on the presidential election, sir?
All right, Tanveer Ahmed of the JDS is joining me on the phone line. Thank you for joining us. What is your first reaction to this news, sir? We know that KCR has been planning this for a while now. This is not the first time he's expressed an interest in forming an alternative front.
See, the way the country is going and the way Congress is behaving, there has to be somebody, there has to be a party which really wants to be a principal opposition or a nice ruling party in this country. Definitely needed. Congress has really lost its credentials amongst the general masters, and somebody has to really rise. And Mr. KCR, after he becoming the Chief Minister of Telangana, the kind of developments, if at all we all know, 33% of the world's corona vials are manufactured in Hyderabad. The kind of development in terms of infrastructure, in terms of software, in terms of engineering, college, education, what Mr. KCR has done is remarkable. He's been a good follower and liker of Mr. H.D. Devegowda for the contribution, what he has done for the development of India and Karnataka. Definitely they do have the same thought process. He had come and met. There are so many things which were discussed, and when the right time, the nation... The writing is very clear. Congresses have lost the might to fight BJP. The only regional parties and a principal opposition which can come from the third front, and that is what we are doing.
All right. Thank you for joining us there. That was, in fact, we were joined right now by Sage Raj. Sage, now this is a news coming in for us. Now this is a big reaction.
बीजेपी के जो स्थानीय नेता है, राज्य स्तर के नेता है, वो उन मुद्दों को उठा रहे हैं और यही वजह है कि अगर आप देखें कि जो एक तमिलनाडु में बीजेपी का जो प्रदर्शन है, भले ही
landing in Chennai. PM Modi is landing in Chennai. Remember, this is a very highly anticipated visit of PM Modi. And earlier we showed you those visuals of people waiting to catch a glimpse of him. Preparations galore as PM Modi is all set to visit Chennai. There will be many foundation stones will be laid. There will be social welfare schemes as well, which will be announced by the Prime Minister. And those visuals there on your screen of PM Modi, in fact, there in Chennai, he has arrived as well. And we can also tell you viewers that this is going to be a very big visit. I would like to go across to Apurva, who will tell us the significance of PM Modi's visit in Chennai as he lands. Apurva.
Well, the Prime Minister is landed here in Chennai as well. Not only this, he will be arriving here en route here to Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, where he will be going for launching of several projects, completed projects, and laying the foundation stone for almost over 11 projects here. Both cadres of BJP and DMK who have gathered here to give Prime Minister Narendra Modi a grand welcome as well. Both Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin is expected to arrive here shortly, as well as Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has just now landed here in Chennai. He is also expected to arrive en route here shortly as well. What we are seeing is the number of cadres who have gathered here, where they are, holding placards, party flag posts, as well as placards saying "Welcome to Chennai." That is what we are seeing as well. This even as police are trying to navigate the crowd that has gathered here. You can see the crowds of people who have gathered here, from young and old, all who have gathered for catching a glimpse of both the leaders here in Tamil Nadu, from DMK on this side to BJP on the rest. You can see how cadres from across parties have gathered here to catch a glimpse of both leaders. The Prime Minister will be releasing projects worth almost over 31,000 crores here in Chennai city. All of those including developmental projects that will be benefiting the people of Tamil Nadu as well. This will be the first official visit that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be taking here in Tamil Nadu post the Dravida Munnetra Kazhagam, that is the DMK, has come to power. This will be the first official visit of Prime Minister Modi here into Chennai. You can see the kind of the arrangements where cadres have gathered here. This even as several cadres who are shouting slogans as the police are trying to control the crowds that have gathered here. This even as Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to arrive here shortly, with the crowds gathered here who are trying, the police are trying to control, as well as the convoy that is scheduled and expected to arrive just in a couple of minutes from now. The line goes on and on as cadres have gathered here to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi here into Chennai. We can see the police restrictions have already been set in place. In each and across every corner, the police are redirecting people and are cornering off the place for security reasons to ensure that officials do not, cadres do not cross the line and come into the zone of security as well. Cadres of BJP on one side, that the police are trying to speak with, try to get them to go inside the barricade, and on the other side we are seeing DMK cadres who are standing in one side as well. Definitely the situation out here that is tense as well as the joy at the same time. One, as we see the Prime Minister and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, both MK Stalin and PM Modi, who will be arriving here in a couple of minutes from now. The cadres getting antsy, trying to catch a glimpse of the leaders. This is something that we are seeing here in Chennai. This will be, remember, Prime Minister Modi's first visit here after the DMK had...
The Prime Minister speaks at the Bloomberg Business Forum. He, of course, will try to highlight India's 5 trillion economy dream and essential supplies and adequate supplies. And that is the biggest that we have from the APMCR. Raj Thackeray is not backing down, and supporters of Raj Thackeray have used the loudspeaker to send a message. They're trying to stop us from reporting. Today has picked up Arnab Goswami from his house, dragged him out, assaulted him physically. This is the Avigna Tower in Parel, Mumbai, where the fire was reported, and their entire effort has been to somehow cross down the flames.
The question this time very clearly, no answers from him. Our keys continue to be with his men. We faced intimidation here. What we have to see is what action will really be taken here in this case. We've been trying to get in touch with you and ask you several questions on the land deals that you had along with Priyanka Vadra and Robert Vadra. Why are you trying to avoid the camera, sir? Hanging of the rapist has been confirmed. Court has said all the evidence had already been seen at the trial court, at the high court and the top court of the country. They're not going to go into it again. Once again trying to get in a word with Mr. Vijay Mallya. Persistently been asking you only one question. Mallya, why did you escape in 2015? Do you not think the decorum of the court and the dignity needed to be maintained with the kind of language you use? Republic TV gets you the first words from Khabar Qureshi.
Indian Navy-guided missile anti-submarine stealth frigate successfully engaging a low-flying target with its surface-to-air missile system, reaffirming the mantra of a crew hit, first hit hard. That's the word coming in. That's a statement by the Indian Navy. As you can see on the screens as well, the Indian Navy's guided missile anti-submarine successfully engaging a low-flying target with its surface-to-air missile system, reaffirming